Right, okay, so I recorded this after I did the tutorial because I figured I should give a bit more information on the menu glitch and the category itself. So I'm just in this nice open area to talk about stuff. So this category is Zipless any%, which bans a glitch that we call zipping, but not all forms of zipping. Kind of confusing. But this is a glitch, I'll just show you here. This is a glitch that's banned called zipping. You can overload the rewind system and exaggerate inputs, and it ignores collision, and it's really fast, and it's great fun, but it's really broken. So this category was thought of where we just ban that one glitch, but all other glitches are fine to use. And the main one that we use in this category is the main menu glitch, or menu glitch, whatever you want to call it, which is just enabling you to overlay the menu on top of your gameplay. And the way you do that, first let me go to keybinds, because since you play the game with the menu overlaid most of the time, you're going to want certain keybinds on the keyboard so you can actually do shit when you have the game paused but actually not paused. So yeah, like wall running, you want like a key for that that's not on the mouse. And dagger attack, same thing. Reset camera, you might want one for that. And also another important one is, where is it? The jump. Jump, here it is. Bind enter to it, because we're going to be using it to jump and also select something in the menu instantly after. So bind enter to jumping. And an optional one is to bind start to the scroll wheel. That just lets you get the menu glitch easier, I find at least. Okay, so to actually get the menu glitch, all you do is open the menu, and if you have the key bind on the scroll wheel to press start, all you do is just press escape again to get out of it, and then scroll the mouse wheel, and that should happen. If you don't get it, you're just scrolling at the wrong speed. It's not a fast scroll, it's just slow and steady. If you don't have that keybind, then what you would do is just double tap escape to get it at the correct time. So yeah, and to get out of it, you want to go to options, and then wait until options is fully faded in, and then press escape, and it should cancel out of it. So what you actually do with this is pause the game in unexpected locations like that. And by buffering a rewind immediately after you come out of it, you can extend some animations and do like these little teleports and stuff. So for example, if you do a block jump, which is just holding block and jumping versus that jump, with the enter key, because you have the keybind to jump, and then you hit enter on quit to main menu really fast, then you jump and pause the game, you can buffer a rewind, and you get a little boost like that. So I'll just do that again. I don't want to stay in the main menu or in the pause mode like that too long, because then the game can make you game over. I think it only happens when you're jumping, but anyway. But you do want to wait a little bit. So you want to go in, do your jump, and then wait like 2 seconds, and then do the buffered rewind, which is literally just holding rewind when you're in the pause. And then as soon as you come out of it, you start rewinding, and then you let go. So it just gives like a 1-frame rewind sort of thing. So yeah, and other things you can do, like you can do it with a roll. Same thing, it's just like pausing as soon as you roll, buffer your rewind, and see he sort of does like a little teleport backwards. And you can do it while running as well, and you'll see in the actual tutorial. And then slow-mo gives you much more distance with it. So when we get slow-mo, you can skip large sections, because for some reason, if you add slow-mo into this equation, it does boosts like that instead of just small boosts. And then the other, oh wow. And the other common one is to bounce off a wall or a ledge. So like that. And you get flung over like that. So yeah, that's the glitch, and we'll talk about the actual specific uses for it in the tutorial. That should give a good basis of knowledge so you know what I'm doing. Hello there, my name is Vineev, and this is a tutorial for Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, Zipless any percent. If you don't know what that means, you can just check out some runs. The normal any percent of this game uses a glitch called zipping, which is really fast and really broken. So we have this other category that's still any percent, but you're not allowed to use that glitch called zipping. But there's plenty of other glitches we can use, so don't worry. So at the start, you're just gonna mimic what I'm doing. It's pretty much all standard gameplay except for a couple tricks here and there. I wasn't initially going to even do this section of the run because you could easily just look at another run, and I've already done it for any percent normal. But since you do this other glitch called the AI glitch, I figured I'll do that because there's some movement that's different, some side rolls and stuff that we can do. So you do all that. All that jumping is really easy. You see I just skipped like doing the platforming over there. The only thing that might give you trouble is when you do the initial one. Here, let me just do it again actually. I'll just jump over here. When you do the initial one, like you all run here, get on top of this pole, and then you get up here. Make sure you get to the very height of this pole. If you're a little bit down, then it won't work. So make sure you're at the height, and then just jump back and forth, and he just goes over there. And then you wall run. You can use that second black rectangle on the wall. After that, then you jump, and then jump again off that. It's really easy. I did it like without even thinking. Because I'm just so used to it. And then ideally you land on this side of the ceiling here, because then you can just hold straight right and jump, because there's a cutscene by that fountain that we don't want to watch. So yeah, if you land here, then you just go like that, and then you jump over it. But I'll just go back. That's the cutscene we're skipping here. If you land like over here, which can happen too, then I find the best thing to do is to just move kind of down left and turn around and then do your jump like that. So there is a trick here to get over to that platform called fish cutter skip, which you could do, and it would save like, I think it like just in this split, getting the dagger, doing the other glitch I'm gonna do wastes about like 30 seconds, but it is much easier and it does save time over certain things. I don't think it's optimal. I think the optimal way would be to do fish cutter skip and not watch this cutscene. And then you would have to deal with RNG with archers and all kinds of other fun stuff. But the category isn't even optimized to that point, so there's really no reason not to do this glitch. Which is why I'm not even going to cover going the other way, so just do this. So you do the speed kill. You can just mash because it's a tutorial. They won't let you fail it, so you can just mash to kill that guy. And then we're gonna jump to that pole, and then there's another tutorial speed kill here. You can skip it. So what you need to do is just follow the movement that I do. I'm gonna go down, do a roll, jump over the gap, and then do 2 rolls quickly around him so that he notices me. And then the speed kill tutorial is skipped. You come down, 1 roll, jump, 2 rolls, and he should notice you like that. If you get into the speed kill, then just do it. Just smash like the other one. Doesn't waste too much time, maybe like 10 seconds. And come over here, and then there's a little like black line on the wall, sort of. You can line his right foot up with that. It's not precise at all. Sometimes I jump like way further away like this, it'll still work. But yeah, if you want a visual cue, that line, and then just jump and you should grab the ladder. And now this dude down here, His cycle's messed up, so I'm probably gonna redo this. But we're gonna do a glitch called the AI glitch off of this guy. So normally he's right by the ladder, and you come down, and then you want to walk just to the side of him, right about here, because that just like helps it work. I don't really know why. I don't think you need to do it, but kind of just a nice way to do it. It makes it so he always kicks you into the wall. So let me just do this again. Oh, this is another tricky jump. I didn't even like realize I did, but it's just a diagonal jump to skip walking, like coming up here and walking over. You could just as easily do that if you don't want to risk doing that jump, because it can get you killed sometimes. Alright, down here, and we're gonna jump, and we're gonna go to the side, start the speed kill, hit the first one, miss the second one, and then start mashing the speed kill button, and then complete it. And that gives you AI glitch. He's all messed up. And I'll kill myself and do it one more time just to show you, because it can be kind of annoying to get when you're first trying. Alright, so we're going to come down, walk to the side a little bit, start speed kill, hit the first, miss the second, he throws you, start mashing, and complete the next one. And we have AI glitch. So what this glitch actually does is it sort of permanently puts you in a stealth kill state where any enemy like won't see you. You can only stealth kill him like this. Even if he's like looking right at you, he'll still see you. And then even if you do something so that he notices you, he won't attack you. He's just completely broken. So it's really nice because we can just ignore enemies. And the main reason for it is because of these archers, which we'll get into in a little bit. That little movement was the safety fall. I'll talk about it more up there. You can just jump there too. But all you do to do it is just hit secondary and jump off a wall when you're wall running. Like that. And it's a quicker animation to get off the wall. But its main use is to fall down large distances without dying, like right here. So and this one is actually kind of hard, so if you're having trouble with the with this drop glitch, I recommend doing the second tutorial speed kill and then get the secondary, and then you can do a glitch called drop glitch right here, which I'll talk about later. But optimally, you just do this safety fall because it is faster and it's really not that hard anyway. And there's a nice visual cue on the wall. So you just go right to the end and then tap wall run and forward, and then let go wall run immediately. And then you want to do your safety fall, which again is hitting secondary and jump like that. You can hit them together, it doesn't matter. You'll just do it. And there's a little black dot. I'll put like a little square in the video. There's a black dot down there. So you can look at as soon as this foot is past that point, then you can do the safety fall. So like that. And then you should land safely. And then immediately when you land, turn a little bit to the right, start blocking, and then you want to do side rolls like this, because it is the fastest way to move. Then we just climb this little section. And something to note about side rolls too is that you can chain them together. So like, you don't need to like do a side roll and then like wait till he stops. You can actually start buffering the next side roll before the first one is even finished. There's just a rhythm to it. It's pretty easy to get used to. The same is true for normal rolling, but that's very minor. Walking and rolling is almost the same speed. But if you're in a stealth kill like this, if you're in like sneaky mode, then you definitely want to be rolling because it's faster. Or even if you have your weapons out. So this is one spot where the AI glitch is really nice, because this guy can shoot you. If we didn't have it, we would have to do this little fancy safety fall to stun him. But since you have the AI glitch, you can just completely ignore them and go straight to the opening. And we continue along here. And I think, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not, but if you die, you will lose the AI glitch. So it's very important you don't die, otherwise you'll be sad. And that being said, this trick can kill you, so if you're not comfortable with it, just do the regular, go down there and walk along the beam. But you can jump to like that right side of the window, and you need to lose height before you hit the wall. That's what makes it work. That's why I'm like in the middle of this platform. If you do it from like here, you're not going to lose enough height or any at all. So just stand in the middle and then face the middle, the right side of that window, and then jump, and you should grab this here. But again, that can be dangerous, and if you die, you'll lose AI glitch, and you really don't want that. So anything goes. Like for these small skips, if you just don't want to do them because you're too afraid to die, just don't do it. Like this one, just a quick diagonal jump to skip walking along that beam. And this is where we're going to grab a secondary to do drop glitches. So there's a secondary over there. If you already got one because you wanted to do the safety fall, or you want to do the drop glitch instead of the safety fall, then you would just ignore it, obviously. But there's one here. And the quickest way to get it is to break it with a wall run, which often doesn't work, so I just hit it anyway. But you can, like, do that to break it, and then you would pick it up. Otherwise, just hit it. And then we're going to come here and do a drop glitch, which looks like that. And it's really easy. It's just throwing your weapon at the same time that you fall off a ledge. And a consistent way to do it, we're going to do it again up here, so I'll show you. These furniture items can be really dumb. Good movement along this beam is just to move forward a little bit and then go to neutral inputs and then hold jump, and you can get up like that. So we can do another drop glitch here, and obviously the fastest way is just to pull your weapons and then time your throw right before you fall off, so you don't need to hang off the ledge at all. But if you miss it, then what you can do is just hang off the ledge, get up, take out your weapons out, and then press forward and throw really quickly. Take them out, forward and throw. And it didn't work there because I was slow, but if you do it all fast, it'll always work. So you get up, take them out, forward throw, and you'll get it. This guy, be careful with that guy, because if you're rolling, see if I can actually do it. He almost did it there. If you roll too close to him, he'll start trying to vault over the enemy. He'll start doing that animation. But since he's like running away from you, it'll just send you into the abyss and die. So yeah, be careful with rolling around him. Alright, we continue along here. Do that movement for the archer. That movement is actually works even if you don't have AI glitch, he still won't shoot you. It's just the standard movement there. And then here, since we have our weapon, we can do side rolls. In normal 90%, you wouldn't have your weapon. So what I like to do is kind of do a side roll and then turn to the right side, because you need to get away from the furniture. Yeah, I'm too close a little bit because I wasn't setting it up properly. But yeah, if you just get up and then roll to the side, and then you should be far enough away from both of the furniture items to start side rolls. And you can just keep buffering side rolls all the way past this guy. And then this happens. You can't side roll under these things for some reason. It's really dumb. I don't know why you can't. Like, you should be able to. But yeah, so what you want to do is just stop the side roll right before and then do a normal roll. And then there is a possibly slightly faster way to do this area, but it's really dumb. I'd recommend just do this way. So what you want to do is just wall run and then do a safety fall to get down to that platform. You just let go a little bit and then safety fall. You should land here without dying. And then just run over here and wall run. Get up and then do 2 steps. 1, 2, and then jump. And that strat avoids the archer shooting you even if you don't have AI glitch. The only inconsistent archer part is the end of the game and one spot after this section here. But with AI glitch, it's always free because they don't even aggro towards you. So yeah, here, don't like climb down that. That's slow. Just jump out here. And there's a jump up here that you can do to save 9 seconds. I recommend doing it even if you're new because since you have AI glitch, you can easily set it up and take your time. But what you want to do is just hit this guy so he doesn't, so you get out of the sneaking mode because it's hard to do it with that. Then continue over here, and then we're gonna diagonally jump to that beam over there. So you can just kind of line it up like this, then jump. And since the enemies don't attack you, you can spend as much time as you want, preferably not longer than 9 seconds, because then it's not saving time. But yeah. All right, here. Make sure you jump towards the middle of this beam. If you jump like aiming at the end, which you might think would be better because then you don't need to walk forward, but the prince is dumb and he won't grab the ledge and he'll just die. So aim for the middle and then walk forward. I usually take like 1 step to make sure I clear the gap and then get up here. And then yeah, so this part you would usually death abuse in normal 90%, but since we have the weapon we don't need to. We can just continue. We can use this body here to increase our height a little bit and then do a wall run off of that and clear the fence. Just like, well, it's hard to do it if like you stop to explain things. Like that. Yeah, oops, okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just show you it again. See if we can actually do it well. From the spawn, it's really easy because you can line it up like that. Yeah, you can walk up that body, gain a bit of extra height to just get right over that fence. Alright, so I just cut the video so I can get AI glitch again because I died accidentally. Hopefully I don't die again because you need to start from the very beginning of the game to get it. Anyway, so we're here and we're going to wall run, do a safety fall, grab that ledge, get up, and then slash your sword, and then you can start doing side rolls. And since you have AI glitch, there's no particular pattern you need to follow to avoid the archer shots. You just go. It's really nice. Get up, do an attack, start side rolls. And these guys just completely ignore you. And also because we have AI glitch, we can go to the left side of this. Normally you go on the right to avoid shots. So we go on the left side, hop up, dagger panel, and you don't need to go to the second one, just do a wall run and you can jump pretty much immediately and grab the ledge. You can jump too soon and fall down, but it's like actually really hard to do, so you probably won't run into it. Just do that. Small cutscene. Then here, you could either drop glitch down or do a safety fall. I think the safety fall is faster because you need to head in that direction anyway. So I would just do a safety fall. And then here, vault over like right in the middle of these two, I don't know what to call them, these things, that thing and that thing. Right in the middle, because then you can land on part of this beam where you can jump off, so you can get here and then jump off it. destroy that, come up here, and then this is one of the few times where safety fall is used for another reason besides losing height or just because the animation's faster. So that archer is there, and we will auto-target him. So if we wall run to the right off of this dagger panel and do a safety fall, the auto-target will make us grab the ledge. So it's really easy to do. The timing is super forgiving. So just wall run and then safety fall, and you should grab it like that. If you do it too late, it's pretty easy to know. If you do too late, you just won't grab it. Too early, and it'll be obvious because you'll be like way out there. The auto target won't even happen. So yeah, so just get up, wall run up here. And continue on. And I'm not even sure if side rolls here are faster because it's such a short distance, but if you do want to do them, then you need to start them right about here between these two furniture items so you don't target any of them. Come up here, do this skip if you want. Should barely not even show this, but didn't even work. It's really hard, or like it's not even hard, it's just inconsistent, it seems. There we go. Do that or just take the dagger panel. And here's a nice long path where side rows is definitely worth it. So you want to set them up. And you can stop them right before this threshold because there's a trap cycle you need to make anyway. And doing side rolls is only like slightly faster, if any. So I usually just stop them here and do rolls because you need to wait for that trap to go down to get this cycle. And you can get up, do a roll, wall run on the left side to avoid that saw. And then here, I do a jump right there just to time it so I don't hit the trap. And then here it's 2 jumps, then move over to the left and walk straight without rolling. It times the traps really nicely so you don't need to wait for anything. And we're going to pull this switch, and at the end of when you finish pulling the switch, there's a small cutscene. But if you just keep mashing the grab button and re-grab it, then it'll skip the cutscene. So do this, and see there's a cutscene, but I re-grab it, and then it stops the cutscene. So just keep mashing as soon as that finishes until you skip it. Up here, and funny thing about this room, there's 2 ways that you can skip it. There's a really insanely precise jump you can do on top of this thing, bounce off that, and get up to that platform. And there's also this really precise wall run you can do in here to clip into the ceiling and get up that way. But they're both literally impossible, so I'm not even going to go there. Let's just go the regular way. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I mentioned earlier, if you start a speed kill, it'll lose AI glitch. So what you want to do here is walk to the end. Normally I just wall run from right back here in normal 90%, but for Zipless I walk to the front so that I can get out of the speed kill range more consistently. So you just wall run and wait till like the end of this panel and then jump. If I jumped too soon, I would have started a speed kill. And then if you complete the speed kill, it gets rid of AI glitch. You can rewind back to fix it, but since we don't have rewind yet, you can't do that, and you would just lose AI glitch. So get here, and then we can just jump diagonally off here and go straight up here. Do another safety fall here, slightly faster. And then side rolls to the finish. And that is the dagger split, Zipless style. It's about, I would say, 30 seconds slower versus doing the trick I mentioned at the start called fish cutter skip. But it really helps stuff in Zipless because archers can be a pain in the ass. Alright, here we are. We got the rewind ability, and 3 sands to start us off, which we will use not right now, but later on. So the fastest movement for this area is actually to wall run on this side. It's kind of annoying to do. It's easier if you have a running start. You kind of just walk diagonally towards this, and then as soon as you pass the corner, start holding right, and then wall run, and you should wall run right over the furniture. Like that. I didn't do it. Like that. You can get right over it. It's kind of finicky though. If that's giving you trouble, then just come over on this side and get around it like that. But either way, slash your sword along the wall and start side rolls. And we're gonna hit this button and oops, hit that button and jump off. And there, if you notice when I was back there, that last section of falling platform can sometimes glitch out and fall way before it's supposed to and kill you. So a nice consistent way to stop it from happening is to walk straight, and then right before you're gonna cross it, do a roll across it like that, like I did there. Because then if it does fall early, you'll grab onto this ledge here and won't die, so it's all good. We're going to continue along, pretty much casualty here. There's one little trick coming up here that's just a nice little time save the developers put in for us. That's not optimal movement, don't follow that. So this second trap doesn't actually exist if you roll right at that spot. And it's only the first time that it happens, so the first time that it's there. So if you mess it up and you're on a different cycle, you just need to wait for it. But yeah, just roll at that general area and you'll just go right through it. It's really easy. And continue here. This trap cycle is like, you need to wait. You always need to wait on this cycle here. You'll see when it's all messed up because I was explaining stuff and I'm gonna die. Let me just actually wait. Yeah, that trap cycle is pretty self-explanatory. If you just go, not stop, you'll see exactly when you need to wait for them. Come up here, you can wall run off there to get to this column instead of going to the bottom one first. A little bit faster. Jump this way, not that way like the prince wanted to. Continue along, and this last dagger panel we don't need to use at all. You don't even need to like hold your wall run at all. Just start the wall run and then let go, and then he'll fall down, lose a bit of height, and then we could jump to the bottom of that pole, which is helpful for a reason in a minute. I'll tell you what I mean. You fall down, jump, and then you're on the bottom of here, and then that lands you in the middle of this. So you can just jump straight over there instead of like, if you're over here, then you'll hit like the side of the wall. So it's nicer to get in the middle and then you can jump right over. Alright, and then we're going to drop glitch here, just like so. Again, if you don't get it like that, you can do the ledge method where you get up and just do it immediately. It should always work. And side rolls. You don't really need to do side rolls because you're on trap cycles anyway, but I like moving with side rolls. Alright, and then here is where we're going to do our first menu glitch. So this is a good time to talk about key bindings and stuff. So you have your normal key bindings are movement on the keyboard. You have like secondary on the keyboard, but primary is on the mouse. And that's a problem because when we're in the menu glitch mode, you can't use your mouse for virtually anything. So what I recommend adding extra keybinds for is having another keybind so that you can attack with your primary on the keyboard. Same thing for blocking or wall running, whatever that you want to key for that. And also for the camera. You really only need it. I have it on the arrow keys for left and right. If you want, you can go up and down too, I think, but I just have it on left and right so you can turn while you're moving. Because optimally, you'll move around with the menu glitch, and you need to turn the camera sometimes, so yeah. Alright, so now to actually get the menu glitch, you open the menu, and you close it, and then double tap fairly quickly, and it's a timing to it. You're just gonna close it, double tap, oops, like that. And then this should happen. The pause menu gets overlaid, and you still have control. And to get out of it, the best way to do it is to go into options, wait until it's fully opened into options, because if you close it out early, you might softlock. So go into options, wait until it's fully open, and then press escape, and it'll cancel out of it. And if you want, you can also bind opening menu to the scroll wheel, which I find is a really nice, consistent way of getting it. So what I do is I just open the menu, close it, and then start scrolling my mouse wheel backwards, which is pause. So I just go like that, and I almost always get it. So it's a really nice way if you want to do that. And then there's a bunch of different things you can do with it. Here we're just going to boost a jump by jumping and pausing right after. You can do it by timing, like hitting jump and then click really quickly like that. But a better way to do it is to bind the same key, like rebind enter as jump as well. So what happens with that is that all you need to do is press enter really quickly, and see he does a jump, and the game gets paused right away. So that's another keybind that can help you out, although it's not really necessary. Alright, so what you want to do is do that, jump, press enter really quickly, then you want to wait a bit. The timing to wait is not really long. It kind of depends on the RNG with your rewinds, but I usually just wait like 2 seconds. You'll get a feel for it. So go in, and then when it's over, you want to hold the rewind button to buffer it, and then press enter to say no, don't quit the game. And then as soon as you start rewinding, just let go. It's an immediate thing. So you enter, wait a little bit, hold rewind to buffer it, enter rewind, let go, and you should boost up like that. And that skips. That doesn't skip a whole lot, it just skips running around this area, but it is a little bit faster. Then we can just continue. And you see this is why having different keybinds is nice. I usually get rid of it here though, because the angle to this jump is really awkward, and we don't need it for another while, so nice to get rid of it there. Alright, and then we're going to get here, and then we're just going to do side rolls all the way down. Side rolls here doesn't save that much time because you're going downhill most of the time, which side rolling downhill or downstairs is the same as just walking, so like since I accidentally did that bounce off the wall, it probably wasn't even faster. And then we need to watch this cutscene. So there's our first Wallrun extend we're going to do here. That's the name of it. This one is actually more of like a Wallrun teleport, because what you end up doing is extending into a pole, and that kind of like confuses the game, I guess, and it ends up sending you to the next pole along the wall. So it's really nice if you can get it, because it looks pretty cool. So as soon as the cutscene's over, roll up left, and then just start wall running into this pole. And then this is the pole that we're going to do the wall run extend. So all wall run extending is you start your wall run and continuously slash your sword. And then as soon as you grab onto the pole like I did there, you want to rewind until you're about here along the wall. And then let go of the rewind but still keep holding your wall run. And if you time it correctly, you'll get teleported over to the next pole. See if I can show it. And if it doesn't work, you can either bounce off the wall to grab the pole midway, or if you have more sand, you can continuously do another wall run extend to get the rest of the way. So anyway, just let me see if I can show you this. I'm actually gonna like come back here because I do this from like a setup as soon as I get off this pole. That can happen sometimes and it's really annoying. I only have one sand here, so I want to show it off if I can. If I miss it, I might edit in me getting it because it's pretty cool. Rewind. And just like that. So if you mistime it, you'll either get like a little wall run extend and make it halfway across that wall, then you can jump and grab the pole, or you can do another wall run extend to get the rest of the way. And because normally you would have two sands, I wasted one because I was dying, but normally you do have two. But at any rate, you get over here and then you can wall run, and before that pole you can lose a bit of height on your wall run and then just jump over. You don't need to lose height, but it's a bit faster. So just wall run, lose height, jump, and you should land in this slide. And you might think we should grab a secondary so we can drop glitch. You drop glitch down this shaft and the next area as well. The music is really loud. Okay. So yeah, but it actually doesn't end up being worth it because we need to turn into the Dark Prince in a second anyway. So what we're going to do instead, or what we're going to attempt to do, is to skip one of these poles after this slide. And to do so, you want to hang off the sledge, move one step downwards like that, and then start falling. And then as soon as the camera changes angles, you want to jump like that. And I mistimed it. If you time it correctly, you'll lose more height and grab onto this pole instead of the top one. It's a pretty minor thing. Jump here. We're going to climb until we go past that top black line. Jump between here and complete the puzzle, because that's how it's supposed to be completed. No, I'm joking. You're supposed to go around there, but Ubisoft. I just grabbed a sand because normally you do have one here just to match up to what a normal run would have. Do all this. This is all just standard gameplay. Oh, right. That's cycle. Okay. That was actually fine, because I didn't even know that happens. I thought you would just die. Good thing I grabbed that sand. If you don't stop, you can make it into that little section without grabbing onto the ledge. Alright, we're going to start the Dark Prince. And the very first thing we do with the Dark Prince here is actually kind of glitchy. What you want to do is you want to walk over to the switch and face directly towards it, and then wait until your rewind timer, which is up here, show you with the cursor, it's in your heads-up display, starts increasing. Wait until that starts increasing, because if you don't, he might just swing his chain instead of pulling the switch. I'll show you what I mean here. So walk up here, face directly towards it, wait for the rewind timer, and then pull the switch. If you try and do it too fast, he'll usually swing his sword or his chain and do a safety fall. That wall run can be a little annoying. If you're having trouble, just jump over to the column, it's fine. But yeah, you can wall run there and do a safety fall down. Normally you would not grab sand here, but I'm wasting time, so I need more health. We're going to wait for this guy a little bit, walk around him if you can. Sometimes he's annoying. You just kind of want to wait to push him over that side so he doesn't attack you when you're pulling the switch. And usually the movement you do there is vault over him. I got lucky and he wasn't in the way, so I can just continue. Then come up in this corner, wall run. You should grab this and keep getting up. And then this is just a little good tech to refill your health, because if you didn't stop at all, you'll almost be dead here. So what you want to do is destroy this and then move right away to this ladder, completely ignoring it for now. Go over here, do big wall run, jump. You should grab this, and then the sands will come towards you. And ideally you get 2 sand like that. Sometimes he only destroys the one, I'm not sure why. But ideally you get 2, so now you have 3 sands for the next skip coming up, which is kind of hard. So yeah, so get on this and just fall down. The cutscene will prevent you from dying. I feel like I'm going really fast, but this stuff is not that difficult. So first thing we want to do here is get a secondary, which is one right here. So just go over here, grab this right away, and then walk past the enemies. Only roll when you're a good distance away from all enemies and all walls, because walls and enemies the prince will vault over, and that wastes time. But if your weapons are put away, then you're free to roll. He won't vault off a wall. It's only when they're out and there's enemies around, or possibly not enemies around, he'll do it. Anyway. So this is all casual. This run gets more interesting once we get the slow-mo power, but there is this skip coming up. That's kind of cool. These archers here are broken still because of AI glitch, so you can just completely ignore them. If you lost AI glitch, I recommend killing them just with this combo. You can kill them like that really quickly. Or if you need some more sand, you can also kill them. But if you already have 3 sand, you can just continue. Technically, you only need 1 sand for the skip coming up, but it's recommended to at least have 2 to fix mistakes. So, oops. And now I will only have 2 because I jumped too early. You jump as soon as you get onto that edge of the platform, you can make it over here. That makes it so you can always make this cycle, which is nice. Alright, hopefully I don't die here, because I might turn the trainer on. Anyway, so this is the fortress skip. There's a 2-minute cutscene right there if we walk forward, so instead we're going to skip it with a Wallrun Flip. So you're going to get menu glitch, whatever method you want. And then always, like, when you do this, all this menu stuff, you always want to preemptively go to the quit main menu, because that's the one you're going to hit to start the glitching. So what you want to do is wall run into this corner here, and then roughly halfway in his flip, you're going to pause. So like that should work. It's kind of, what I usually use is his eyes. So if you're too early or too late, it won't work. Like if I did it there, that's not going to work. It's way too early. Okay, sorry about that. I just used Cheat Engine to refill my sands for tutorial purposes. Alright, so let's try this again. You wall run into this corner. And just like that. That should work. You should get on top of this roof. The timing can be kind of annoying to get. I'll do it a couple times, I guess, just to show. But it is pretty lenient. I would say there's like 4 frames that work. 4, maybe 5. Definitely 3. But yeah, his head is a really good indicator. If you can barely see his eyes, usually it'll work. So like that's way too late. See, I can see his like whole face. That means it's too late. Like that. Yeah, like his eyes are just barely about to be visible. That means it'll definitely work. You get up there. Yeah, just fool around with that and you should get it eventually. Just a timing thing. And the rewind, I don't think I mentioned, but the rewind mechanic is the exact same as the jump we did before. You just wait a little bit, buffer the rewind, hit no, and then rewind, and then immediately let go to get up. Alright, so now that we're on this roof, we want to drop glitch. So you can drop glitch straight down to the bottom where those where the enemies are, but it's not recommended because it's hard to get the proper angle. So you can either try and sort of set it up an inch towards the edge and drop glitch down. What I tend to do now, because I find no setup works for this, is just to walk here and do it at an angle towards the edge. So I kind of face this angle and then I just try and go for it like that, and it usually works. The angle helps, I find. If you try and go straight on, like if you're facing this way when you try and drop glitch down, I find it like never works. So always do it like on an angle, facing to the left a little bit and get down. Make sure you're not too far away, that you're just gonna miss this platform and fall down here, because that would suck. Alright, so once you're here, this is the easy part. Just face forward, and then hold block and get his back right foot in the middle of this platform here, and then you can just, you don't need to press forward at all, just throw your weapon, and you should fall down like that. And that is Fortress Skip, so that skips the cutscene, and also still hits the checkpoints we need to continue. So then we're just going to kill these guys with the following mechanic. You want to wait a little bit on that guy to make sure he's fully on the ground, because if he's not, you can't throw your weapon to him. So now we have the Sandgate Sword, which regenerates sand. So we have 4 sand tanks now, and also this sword will regenerate sand. So we don't need to worry about picking it up. You want to come here, we're going to drop glitch down, and we're going to do another small jump boost to get up here. Get your menu on, quickly press enter, wait a little bit, buffer the rewind, and get up like that. And this is an area, like usually I would have the menu open this whole time, but I'm going to take it off just so it's easier to see what I'm doing. And the music started again. Great. So we need to pull this switch because there's a door down there. And then we're going to drop glitch down, and just like the other section, I like to hit this archer to get out of stealth mode. And then you can hop up here and drop glitch down if you're not bad. That. And yeah, and then you can do another jump boost up to here. This audio is really starting to annoy me. This game's audio is really glitched. You see it's already at 0%, but it starts anyway. Alright, so we're going to do another jump boost here. Get your mini glitch. And as soon as you jump, just start mashing the primary attack button so you can pull that switch. And then side rolls, or just walk if doing side rolls with the menu open is too annoying. You get pretty used to playing with the menu open, to be honest, though. At first, when I first started running this, it was incredibly annoying. And I would always turn off the menu when I wasn't doing a menu glitch. But yeah, you can get used to it pretty quickly. Like normally I would keep the menu open this whole time until I do another trick later. But again, I'll turn it off for tutorial purposes so you can see what I'm doing better. So this is the Chariot. There's really nothing you can do to speed it up. It's all just It's an auto-scroller, essentially. There is one thing you can do, I'll show it off on this one. It's called a rewind trick, which is just rewinding. You want to rewind, and then you need to rewind again to that exact same frame. So if you do it right here, crash into this wall, rewind again to the same frame, like that, and then he'll kind of get teleported through it. And also breaks the chariot, which is kind of funny. But it only saves a second, so I don't recommend it. I would just go to the left, because you only have 4 sands to do it. And if it takes you 3 sands to do it, it doesn't even save any time at that point. And if it takes you 4 sands to do it, then you're losing time. But it does give you that glitched out horse, which is pretty nice. Alright, big cutscene here where there's nothing you can do to skip it. This is one of the few cutscenes that is watched in normal 90% as well. And we're off. This is all just NMG style, I like to say, which is another category called no major glitches. So this whole section is done NMG. There's a little trick here. You want to wall run right in this corner and make sure you do like a full height, which means you want to like jump. You see how he started to get into the flip animation? Right there. That's when you want to jump. If you jump too early, then you won't gain enough height. You want to do here, do a max wall run. That was fail. Max wall run, and he should grab this ledge earlier than intended. And then here, there's one of 2 things you can do. Either travel along these beams or do what I'm about to do, which is only a second faster, but it's really easy, so I do recommend it. So you want to draw glitch down here, and then just kind of line up so you're in line with the plank over there. And you see we can't make it if we just jump, but if we do a menu boost with a jump, it'll boost us a little tiny bit and it'll give us enough height. So what you want to do is jump off, pause the game just like we did with a normal jump, except the timing's a bit different because you need to wait for him to actually bounce off the wall. So you want to bounce off the wall, pause, wait a little bit, buffer your rewind, unpause, and then let go of rewind immediately. And it'll boost you just enough to grab this ledge, which only saves a second, but it's really easy to do, so there's really no reason not to do it. Come over here, and then we're going to drop glitch all the way down here. I'll get rid of this menu glitch. Yeah, there's a dumb thing that can happen here. I don't fully understand it actually, but sometimes when you jump, it'll still have you teleported back up here when the cutscene is over. But the best way I find is just as soon as you get up, press down and jump, and hold it, and he should land down there. But sometimes he'll end up on top after the cutscene, which is really dumb because you already jumped down. Alright. And this is another Dark Prince section that we're not going to skip. We do skip a fair amount of Dark Prince sections in Zipless, but not all of them. This one possibly be skippable, but you need to do something called a launch, which is just annoying and way too hard in this game, so. Just follow my movement here. It's all standard casual gameplay. Little micro time save here, less than a second. As soon as he starts doing the slow walk on the ladder, you see when I got to the top, he's going fast and then he starts going slow. As soon as he starts going slow, jump off and jump off like that. Get into the water. It saves less than a second, if that, but it's kind of fun to do. Alright, this part is one of the parts that's extremely annoying if you don't have AI glitch because these archers, but hopefully you still have it at this point. And what you can do is just get into this position, jump, and then immediately wall run and get over to this cutscene, which we unfortunately cannot skip, at least not yet. And the strat, if you don't have AI glitch here, is the same. It's just you're going to get shot like 3 or 4 times before you actually get the wall run in. But for these archers, I don't have a strat for. If you don't have AI glitch, it's just jump and hope you don't get hit. You can grab a secondary here if you want to. It's really up to you. If you don't have AI glitch, you probably want to take it just to attack the archers. And I tend to like to have one just to do drop glitching. But you don't really need one because the boss is fought with just the primary weapon. And then we're going to do another Dark Prince section, which makes you lose it anyway, so yeah. We can just go straight over here, because AI glitch. Something to note here, I guess. If you don't have AI glitch, and you want to kill the archers, don't. Don't kill both of these archers, because, and I think that one too you need to kill. Because if you kill them all, and then you come up here, there's a cutscene for some reason, but if you leave them alive, there's no cutscene, so free cutscene skip. And we're gonna wall run here and do a safety fall on the jump panel, just so we lower height a little bit on the chain. Just like that. There is like a trick you can do to land on the roof. I tried to do it, I can't really get it consistently, which is another reason why you might want a secondary in the future, but yeah. Right, doing drop glitches while in stealth mode is impossible. I literally didn't need, like, I didn't even use the secondary, I shouldn't even picked it up. There's a weird thing that it's not going to happen here because I already bounced off a wall, but it's apparently caused by safety falling to the chain. What will happen is you'll jump off, and then he'll immediately turn around and jump back towards the panel. You just need to time it so that you jump off the wall. Another thing you can do is you could wall run up here and get to the panel like that, and then jump off, and that'll stop the weird glitch from happening. And another thing you can do is wall run like that and jump off, and that'll get rid of it. Which might be the best way actually, because it moves you over closer to the ledge that you're going to anyway. So here, either drop glitch or safety fall. And we head to Klompa, which this boss is skippable in Zipless, but it requires some really precise tricks and timing, and it only ends up saving 5 seconds, so I'm not even going to go there. I'll maybe put a link in the description if you want to see it, but I don't recommend doing it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to skip this cutscene, the opening cutscene for Klompa. There's a way you can do this NMG style, but since we can use menu glitching, it's much easier to do it this way. So what we want to do is just get close to this door, but don't go past the start of the door there, because then it'll trigger the cutscene. And get your menu glitch. And you probably have to click it for this, because if you have jump bounded to enter, it's going to jump you off the wall. So I usually use my actual mouse to click quit main menu. So you want to do a wall run away from the door and then pause it like that. And the timing isn't that precise at all. You can do it too early and it won't teleport you. So just kind of wall run and give it like half a second like that. And then pause, buffer the rewind again, unpause, and let go. And you should teleport right here. And then hold down left so you don't walk into the cutscene. And then walk into this corner right here. That's to make sure you hit a load trigger. And then we just continue and beat the boss. Which, there's a couple little tricks here and there like that. I guess that's a trick. But it's mainly just killing him. For this boss, I actually might ask someone else in the community to do a little video showing how to beat him the most optimal way, because I am terrible at it. And I always forget how to do it. So I might add that in. I think that's a good idea. It's one of the few bosses that we actually fight. But the general strat is to use charged attacks, which is just pressing and holding the primary button. Oops. You do the 2 speed kills, and then we're gonna do some charged attacks. So, alright, this is just a quick cut to someone better than me named 7eraser7 doing this boss fight. So, you do a charged attack like I mentioned, and you need to wait a certain amount of time after he does his 3 attacks. And then you do another one, do a couple block rolls, and attack him, which interrupts him. And then you wait for his attacks to play out again, and do one last one, and that finishes them off. And I'll put in the description, I'll put extra info about this boss fight, because it is one of the few that we do, so it would be nice to do it optimally. Oh, I forgot to mention, I have the menu glitch here. I still have it open for a reason. There's an autosave that'll happen here, or not an autosave, but it'll ask you if you want to save. But by keeping the menu glitch open, it skips it. So that's actually a reason to play with the menu open. It's actually faster. I'll get rid of it here though, just because this area can be weird. I want to show you. So, jump. With this timing, if you land right there as soon as the block is fully into the wall like that, then your timing is good. You want to jump, and you see I landed like just as it's in there, so that means I'm good to go to make this cycle like that. If you're a bit late, you can tell by looking at that block, and then you need to wait and grab extra sand so you don't die. But ideally, you don't need to grab any sand here, which is why I'm doing it kind of fast to show you. Just jump, and then we're gonna go over here, jump right before to get up here, and then we're gonna do another menu glitch. This is like the only time we do this type of menu glitch. All you do is just you jump off of this plank, and then at the peak of his jump, that's when you want to pause. So we're gonna get menu glitch, go down, jump at the peak, pause, wait a bit, do your classic rewind buffer, and he should grab the top like that. And then go into this water before you die. So if you mess up any part of that, any cycles or whatever, then grab some extra sand somewhere, because you will die. It's a little tight. And I recommend grabbing this secondary because it's easier to kill the enemies, and I just like it better than the other mace secondary you can get. I like this axe better, but it's really up to you. I'll point out the other secondary you can pick up. But yeah, we have to watch this cutscene, which kind of sucks. You might think we could do a Wallrun teleport to skip this, like other ones, but that flaming wall in the background kind of prevents us from doing that. So currently there is no way to skip this. And it's a shame too, because it's a fairly long cutscene. Alright, and we're back. So if you still have AI glitch here, you need to avoid speed kills. So when you wall run on this panel, make sure you jump off it later than you would normally do, so you don't start a speed kill on the archer. You want to wait a bit and then jump off like that. It's really easy to do it, but if you forget, then you might accidentally start a speed kill. And just get rid of the sound there because it started again. Alright, and same thing with this guy. Wait a bit, jump, and you're good to go. And this is the other secondary you can get. It's a mace. So if you want that one, go ahead. I prefer this axe that I got earlier. Here you can lose a bit of height on your wall run and jump to it. Classic micro time save. And what I usually like to do here is hit this guy to get out of stealth mode and then go try and do a drop glitch. And if you miss it, generally you just want to kill him, because you can't, the strat I have for drop glitching doesn't work when there's an enemy there. It just kind of messes up the timing. You can't really do it. See, he'll never go down. So if you mess it up the first time, then just kill him like that. You'll die with a combo after the one hit. And then you can try the drop glitch again. If you mess it up, do the standard technique to get a drop glitch. Alright, and then we need to kill all these enemies because we want to get the slow-mo power. So the best way to do that is to hit him, stab him. That kills that one. Come up here. You can do this fancy attack, which will kill him. Just wall running up and mashing the secondary button to get rid of him. And then throw this secondary away and grab this one, which is the Sandgate sword, the one that regenerates sand, so we want that. Alright, so now we have the slow-mo power. And the next step is to hit the switch up there to get through the door. You can just take the casual route, which is through that window there, walk around, hit the switch. But if you don't want to deal with the enemies, this is a good strat, especially if you lost AI glitch, because then you don't need to deal with the archers. So the first square pattern past this rubble part of the ground, so right here, you can line it, put his foot right on that square, and then do a classic jump menu boost to grab onto this ledge, which doesn't spawn the enemies, so you don't need to deal with them. And then you can just wall run, hit this, and start slow-mo, just like casual gameplay, so you make this door cycle. And some easy movement there. You can wall run up there without destroying that secondary container, but I failed. Alright, so we have slow-mo, and now we're at this part of the game. So what we want to do here is you want to jump over to the edge of that platform, but make sure you do it music. Make sure you do it like at the edge of the platform, because if you do it earlier, he'll do a short jump like that, which is kind of sad. So you want to do a jump at the edge like that, so he ends up hanging off this ledge. That's perfect. If you do get the short jump, he'll vault over this thing. In that case, just go to this ledge. You can do the exact same thing, but optimally you just do it here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the same boost we've been doing before. So you're gonna get menu glitch, and then we're gonna do a boost, but this time we're gonna use slow-mo, which will extend the boost by a lot more. So you want to use slow-mo, wait a little bit until slow-mo is fully activated, jump off, pause just like normal, wait a little bit, buffer your rewind, and then you should fling all the way over there. So obviously if you don't use slow-mo, you don't get near enough distance, so using slow-mo boosts the distance that these menu glitches do, so that's the reason why we got the power in the first place. Unfortunately, we can't just continue here because there's a load trigger that we skipped. So what we need to do is wall run back this way without failing. Oh, my keybinds are not set correctly. I had to kind of redo this part with zipping just to catch up because I lost menu glitch and I wanted to keep it. Alright. So normally I do this with the menu, but it's fine. So you just wall run back here, that guy disappears, all good. Climb up here, not there. Here, the camera can fuck you over. And be careful here because just past like those furniture items, there's a cutscene, and you want to hang off this. Make sure you don't do a moonwalk or something over there, which I can show you what a moonwalk is actually. So yeah, move right in this corner and then fall down, rewind, and that will hit trigger. And ideally you do that really fast so you can just continuously rewind all the way back down there, but obviously I wasn't fast enough there. This is a moonwalk, by the way. Wait. Like that. If you just like press the other direction as you're running right away, then he does that little slide thing, which is kind of cool. There's a certain points on the run where you actually do it just for swag mainly, but if you do it accidentally there, it'll send you right into the cutscene, which will be sad. So right on this dagger panel, we can do another little boost. This is marginally faster. You don't need to do this at all. But what you can do is do another wall run teleport, except using this dagger panel. All you do is just wall run. You need to wall run so his body goes towards the platform. So you would be wall running the opposite way to the right, not towards the other dagger panel. So you wall run that. Oops, I did it the wrong way. You wall run this way, and then you pause the game, wait a little bit, buffer the rewind, and he gets teleported down here. And then we need to kill these guys, which the best way to do is just use charged attacks and stab. And since you have AI glitch, they don't attack you. You could use a combo with your weapon, but then you're gonna be losing durability, and you do need to kill some dudes, so nice, fast way to do it. If you lost AI glitch, you can just slow down time and do the same strat. Alright, now we're off. This is the area that's not loaded. If we didn't backtrack there, this whole like floor wouldn't be here, and you'd be sad. So, yep. Continue on this way. You can jump directly to this platform, just like that. It's kind of awkward to do with the menu, so either you close it and do it, or just take the curtain. It's not that much slower. Then we could do another diagonal jump off of this plank here to go right to that exit instead of walking around, just like that. Another little NMG break that we're doing here, except for having the pause menu there. I said I wasn't going to do this, keep the pause menu, but it's just by habit now. I don't even notice it, so I'm sorry if that's annoying. I will turn it off if I remember, but we need it coming up here, so I'll leave it. Alright, so what we're going to do here is to skip this cutscene. The load triggers are stacked. So there's the cutscene load trigger and then the area load trigger. And luckily the area load trigger is first. So what we can do is inch our foot right on the first part of like the wood, or the grass is another spot. Just right there. You don't need to go any closer than that. And if you do, you might hit the cutscene. So Yeah, the grass line in the back is a good thing to line up with. Just get his foot there, and you should be good to go. And then face back this way, because we're going to do another Wallrun teleport to get past the cutscene trigger after hitting the load trigger. So that was a fail. He does that sometimes there, I don't really know why. For the rewind, hit no, let go, and he should teleport roughly around here. Sometimes you're even like this, that's cool too, you just jump off. Whatever rate, you should well get beyond the cutscene. And then we can do a jump boost here with slow-mo. So, but you do need to walk back a bit. So like we'll line up on the wall and then do a couple steps backwards like that. And then you're gonna slow down time, which you need to unblock for. If you're trying to slow down time here and it's confusing you, it's not working, you need to unblock and then slow down time. And then you can continue blocking and then do your quick jump, buffer the rewind, and it should boost you up like that. And you do need the slow-mo for that. You won't get enough distance if you do it without slow-mo. So let me get rid of the menu here. So there's an enemy here, we usually just kill him with that combo. That's the standard attacking combo for when you have a secondary. Grab this switch. Be careful, this game can trick you sometimes. You might think you need to mash the cancel button to fall off that switch, but the cutscene does it for you, so don't be mashing it, because then you'll throw your weapon away and you'll be sad. So let the cutscene take you off of it. And by the way, if you missed the load earlier, this area won't be loaded. This will all be black as soon as the door opened. So if that's happening, you're not walking close enough to the cutscene to hit the load. But it's pretty lenient. You shouldn't have much trouble if you just use that visual cue. So we're going to get here, and then we're going to do another slow-mo boost right across down to that wall to skip this left side completely. So this is the first one where we're doing an action before, so you need to time it correctly. I like to just slow-mo right now when I'm on the panel, because then by the time I jump, the slow-mo will be fully activated. Because you can do it too soon, and then it doesn't work with the slow-mo boost. So start slow-mo, we're going to wall run towards that. Halfway, jump off. It's not precise when you jump off really, but roughly halfway, jump off, and then pause the game and do your boost. So slow-mo, wall run, jump, just like that. And you'll either grab up here or down here, it's fine. The timing for when you jump off, if you do it like really early when you jump off and you pause, you might not get enough height. So you need to let the prince jump away from whatever he's on a little bit, but not too much. It's just a timing thing. You'll get used to it pretty easily. For all the boosts we've been doing so far, it's really lenient. There's like, you could do it earlier than I did. You could do it later and it would still work. Okay, so there's definitely faster ways to do this. The NMG strat in this room is probably the fastest because you can just go right there and wall run up. But this is the way I do it just because I'm bad and it's just consistent and I like it. So I just do another slow-mo boost. I come over here, go up, jump, and slow-mo boost across here. Really easy one. And ideally you land right in these vases, but if you miss them, just destroy them. And then normally you'd be going fast because the dogs can come up. You're going to do a slow-mo jump here, same thing, activate slow-mo, quick tap on the enter key, and then boost up. And you should grab this. And then you do another one, yep, right here. And preferably you don't do that, I'm not sure why he didn't. Alright, and then you usually grab the top of the platform here, and don't get up, because there's a cutscene we're gonna skip. So what we want to do is fall down, and then grab this dagger panel, and then wall run to the left, and then bounce between these to get up. And you don't need to get rid of menu glitch. I usually do when I'm doing this next glitch called quicksand, just because it's easier, especially with this one. I kind of find this one harder than the jumping version. So there's a cutscene behind us and a door we want to go through. So, and we could do that by doing quicksand. So, and you can get this glitch with jumping or vaulting over railings like this. The vaulting over railings is faster because you only need to do it 7 times. When we do the jumping version in a minute, we need to do 21. So what you want to do is you want to vault over, and about halfway during his vault, rewind back. Just like that. And you saw I sunk into the floor a little bit. And you need to do that 7 times. Like that. I sunk a little more, and you keep doing it 7 times. And a way to speed this up is by duping sands. It's definitely a timing thing you need to get used to, but if you look at the sands in the heads-up display, if you time the rewind right, you can duplicate them because of the regeneration the sword is giving you. You sort of rewind back to the same point that it regenerated one for you, and you can keep going. So try and show it here. So usually you do one, you wait for it to regen, it's already regenning. And if I rewind long enough, I actually missed it. Hold on. So you wait for one to regen, and then you start. And if you time it properly, I'm not getting it. I don't know why it's not working. Let me try again. Okay, well, that's weird. I really don't know why that's not working. That's the timing I always use. Let me try one more time. This one's not that crucial to dupe sands because you only need 7 times. Like, I can't dupe. I don't know why. Sorry, I can't show that off, but whatever. The jumping one's easier, but that was definitely 7. So yeah, so you get 7, and then you can just roll right under this door and skip the cutscene and doing the puzzle. And then to get out of quicksand, you can either jump or just slash your sword. That's the fastest way. And then we can continue along here. Wall run there. If you don't want to, don't. It's fine. You need to take like a wide angle, otherwise he just falls off. And we'll continue this way. I really don't know why I wasn't able to dupe sands back there. I usually don't have much trouble with it, but we're going to do it again here. And something else that's important, especially with the jumping version of quicksand, is you want to wait a decent amount of time when you get to the spot. Like, you don't just want to come rolling up here and then immediately start doing it, because you're going to use the whole rewind meter when you're doing this. So you're going to start rewinding back to when you were rolling, and that can fuck up your quicksand. And you don't want to have to do it again, because getting the jumping quicksand takes 21 jumps, and it ends up taking about a minute. So yeah, you don't want to have to do it again. So wait here for a decent amount of time, and then you're going to start jumping and rewinding back immediately. So he sinks into the floor a little bit like that. And you can dupe the sands just like before, except I wasn't even doing it before, but this way is easier. The timing is roughly when the sand icon is in like a half moon, you let go. So you do this, you do one, wait for it to dupe, start again, and then it's at like half moon, and I duped it. Half moon, duped it, like that. And then right about, I'm not counting, but I usually get 10 or 11 here. So when you get 10 or 11, you need to wait for the rewind timer to increase again. And if you do it with that number, usually the sand will keep duping like that, because you've waited long enough that another regeneration cycle started. So you don't need to wait for the regen at all. And then you get your last 10 or whatever you need on this rewind meter. It's probably enough, but I wasn't counting, so I'm going to do a couple more. Alright, that's definitely enough. So once you get 21, roll under the door, and then be a little careful just so you're in the middle of this wall here, because you don't want to miss the platform below, or the thing you hang off of. That would really suck. So right in the middle and then roll under, and you should grab this. And that skips turning into the Dark Prince. It may seem slower because Quicksand is not very quick, but it is faster. Mainly because it lets you keep the sword. And this is a Wallrun extend that we did do earlier, but I guess I'll go back because that one's a bit different. This is like a regular Wallrun extend. The first one we did was a teleport thing. So you just slash your sword, the same as the first one we did, and then you need to rewind roughly halfway on the Wallrun to extend it. And you can actually see there's two notches where the prince will move kind of abruptly, and those are the two spots that'll give you a rewind extend. You can get a short one or a long one. A long one will get you right over the railing, and a short one will make you grab the railing. It doesn't really matter what you get. But so slash your sword, and then rewind, and like that. And I got the short one. It's really not that hard. It's probably the easiest glitch in the game. It's easier than doing drop glitches sometimes. Oops. Are there enemies around or something? A dog might have spawned. There we go. Alright, so we're going to drop glitch down here, and you can immediately do side rolls over to here. And this little texture on the ground is a good visual. You want your front foot, his left foot, right at the tip of that above it. And make sure you're facing like straight this way, because we're going to grab the ledge that's way up there. You want to make sure you're facing forward, otherwise he won't grab the ledge. So get your menu glitch, start your slow-mo, make sure slow-mo is fully activated, tap your jump, and buffer your rewind. Like that, and you should grab the sledge. Alright, and now we're going to go and hit a load trigger, which can be kind of finicky, and these dogs are going to spawn, aren't they? I'll take off the mini glitch to show you. Let me actually just kill these guys, because I'm going to talk about this. Not sure why you're taking so long to die. Is that it? Okay. Alright, so as soon as you get up here, you want to just walk around here and wall run over here. And the load trigger is really far into this wall run. So what I usually do is slash my sword, just like this, and wait until all the way until you hit the ground and die, and then rewind back. And that should hit it. You can look at it from here if you want to be sure. Over in that opening, you see the ground is there, so you're good. Something to note is it deloads once you hit that archway there. You see it's gone now. There's no floor, which is something I didn't know until recently, actually. So when you're doing it, make sure you don't rewind too much and deload it, because then it won't be loaded and you can't continue the game. If you really want to, you can also just do an extend here. Yeah, just extended it a little bit just to be absolutely sure. But if you slash your sword, you should almost always hit it. Alright, so once you hit the trigger, and then we're just going to vault over here and do another slow-mo boost. Now, this one can be a little annoying because you don't want to do the same timing you've been doing. Normally, we time it like right there to do a slow-mo boost. But if you do that, it'll actually get you killed. So for this one, you want to wait. You want to do it much later. And it's pretty forgiving. You just need to wait a little longer. If you wait too long, then you'll short the distance. But the worst I've ever had is I hang off the ledge there, at the edge of the platform. So anyway, so slow-mo, wait longer, pause, feel like I waited much longer, then boost. And then he'll either land like this, or ideally you land like right in here. And then this curtain, oh nice moonwalk. This curtain you can just jump to, you don't need to vault over. The auto aim will help you out there. And then since you have slow-mo, you might as well use it here to make your life easier. Catching that door cycle can be a little tricky if you don't have slow-mo, which in regular any percent you don't. Alright, and then we come to here, and we're going to do another jump boost right in the middle of this pool or whatever. If you lost health, you can either just take a drink, because you're going to be holding the drink button anyway, or if you want to skip it, you can skip it by using jumps. So you see if I'm like, if I have my weapons out and I try and block, you'll still take a drink. But what you can do is you can jump and then block, and it'll skip drinking. So what you need to do is start slow-mo before that and then do your jump block. Really minor thing. It's probably better just to take a drink. It doesn't really matter. But you can do it that way. Oops. Let me actually do it correctly to show you. You can do like that. To skip drinking. And then do your jump. And boost right up to this pole. And the way we want to go is behind us, so you just flip around. You might think you should flip around when you do the boost, but I find every time I've done that, he grabs the wrong pole. I don't really understand it, but I recommend just facing the wrong way, which is this way, and then turn around on the pole. This lever like gets you trapped in this corner, so the best way to get out of it, like you could like try and walk here, but it's really dumb. You can't get out most of the time, and then you're stuck. So a better way is just to go on this back wall and jump over it like that. Alright, so there's another cutscene here we're going to skip. This one you can do either with a roll teleport. I haven't done the roll teleport version in a while, so I won't try it. But you can either do a roll teleport kind of diagonally over here to get past it, which all that is, it's the same as a wall run except with a roll. So all you would do is just press down and then tap enter really quickly. So he like barely started the roll animation there, and then you would wait and do your buffered rewind and see he teleports backwards a little bit. But the most common way to do it is to do a wall run teleport like we've been doing before on this little pillar. You see I can get a little wall run on that, and that's what most people use. It's kind of annoying, but it works better than a roll when you can get the timing. So there's 2 spots on the wall that you can time it. If I do it right away, you didn't even wall run. Oops. Okay, that's fine. It's actually probably better when I'm trying to explain this, because to get into the right position. This cutscene isn't too long either, so if you're having a lot of trouble with this and it's pissing you off, just don't do it. But I'll at least show it off. So, like that. So when you wall run, there's 2 spots you can pause, and one will work and one won't. So I paused like immediately. That one probably won't work. Like that. That's what happens when it doesn't work. So you need to pause on the second one. You need to wait like a little bit, like that, and then it should teleport you. It's really subtle and really annoying to do, but yeah. That's how you can skip that cutscene. And again, you can also try to do a roll teleport diagonally. Watch this cutscene. Wait for the Farah snipe. Then we can immediately go over here, push this one on this button, and this is a spot where you can do cool looking swag moonwalk if you want to, just for fun. See if I can get it here. Oh, come on. can't do it. Whatever. That's kind of funny. If you do moonwalk a bit earlier, then you can moonwalk right onto the switch. It's no faster, it's just cool. Turn the menu off because I said I would. Alright, so normal movement. There's cool, like, this whole section right here is nice movement if you get it quickly. The first thing you want to do is do a wall run off this dagger panel and immediately let go so you start falling like that. And then if you jump at the very edge before you hit the wall in front of you, you can grab onto that beam. So just like that. And then you can jump right away to this dagger panel. And for this one, wall run and do a safety fall almost immediately. Like you can use like the brown on the wall to kind of time it, but if you do it right, then he'll get right up top and right on the edge, which means you can jump, get up, and jump right away without moving and get this dagger panel. And another little movement thing, if you release wall run at the right timing, you'll land on top of it instead of hanging off it. It's really minor, but like see I was too early there, so he hanged off it. But if you why are you going that way, friend? Like that, and he'll get on top instead of hanging off. Alright, casual gameplay here, except do a safety fall. Just faster than bouncing off the wall. A lot of those. And there's a trick here called cutscene drop. It is faster if you can do it this way, but it's frame perfect and annoying, so I don't really recommend it, but I'll show this setup. So you want to buffer your get up from that dagger, and the prince will do one automatic shift over to the right, and then you do 2 taps, 1, 2, and then you need to time holding right and dropping at the right time. So you hold right and then wait a little bit of time and then drop, and you need to drop on the first frame that the cutscene starts, like that. I got it. Cool. And you should be down here if you get it, and you won't die. But I want to show the other way of doing this, because you most likely won't do that. Let me just do a zip. Don't even worry about what I'm doing right here. This is the glitch that's banned, but I'm going to do it just to show you the backup. So if you miss that cutscene drop, then just come over here, get your menu glitch, and you don't need slow-mo on this one. You just do a regular boost. Just boost it right there. And that sends you far enough so you avoid the death plane that's behind me. And then you can just come down here. Alright. And then walk towards here because there's a load trigger. And break all these furniture. And we do a jump boost up here. And this is another one where you don't need slow-mo. You can just do a regular. Like that. And this door you don't need slow-mo for. I usually use it anyway because having optimal movement with the menu open is hard. Okay, now we're at one of the most difficult tricks in the run. So, preemptively, I'm just going to say if you're not good at this speedrun yet, don't do this. Just watch the cutscene. But once you do a couple runs, you probably want to start doing this because this cutscene is really long. And so it definitely is worth skipping it, even though it takes quite a bit of practice to get this. So the first step is to do a boost. Let me get the camera again. First step is to do a boost that'll get us into that window. And what we're going to do is right here. So you're going to wall run, jump off, and then that's the jump you're going to boost. And the timing for the boost is immediately after you jump off. So I like to use slow-mo here, wall run, jump, and then immediately after you jump off. That might have actually been a little bit too late. No, it still worked. Okay. But yeah, the timing is immediately after you jump off. If you wait too long, then you won't get up. Alright, so once you're up here, you don't technically need to get rid of menu glitch, I guess, but it'd be really hard to do this with it on, so I recommend getting rid of it. I might get other videos to show setups for this, because mine isn't that great. But what my setup is I kind of line up towards the black line there on the wall, like that, go into first person, and then line up right about there. I'll probably put little squares in the video to show you what I'm talking about. But yeah, and then center your camera, but you don't want it fully centered, you want to move it a little bit to the right like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do a safety fall off of the corner of this wall, like that. And that angle was okay. You see I'm almost in line with the ground. Ideally you want the angle so that you fall down and die, which, like that. That's a really good angle to get, because it makes it easier to time the rewind trick, which is what we're going to do next. So you see, because I died, safety fall isn't safe enough, so we need to rewind trick it so we get another safety fall halfway, which will save us from dying. Let me just try and show you. So I get that bad angle, but it can still work. No, I missed it. You have 4 sand, so you have 3 to try it, so which adds up to technically 2 tries to get the rewind trick. Because 1 is just the rewind, and then you need to rewind the second time to get it, and you can get it on the second or the third. And or if you feel confident, try the 4th to get it. So yeah. Slightly better angle. There it is. You see he rewind tricked halfway through, and I did like another safety fall, and that got me down there without dying. Come back here to just show you one more time. It can take a lot of practice to get this. Even just wall running off this wall can be really annoying, because there's not a lot of collision. But the setup is pretty nice to get you in a good angle. The only thing is don't try and do it with your camera straight, because he just won't do it. He'll just do that. You need to angle your camera a little bit this way and take out your weapons. I guess I'm not actually sure if you can do this without... Oh, you can, okay. But it's probably easier to take out your weapons. Safety fall and rewind trick it. Just like that. And you get down there. And sometimes you can get horrible angles that'll send you like that direction, which obviously won't work. So you kind of see what's happening when I get the rewind trick. Just extends it a little bit. So if your angle is too extreme, you're just gonna die even if you get the rewind trick. So you just need to fool around with the setups and try and get one that will get you a good angle like that. Okay, that was a lot of talking. Okay, so there's a load trigger back there. That's why I just did that little maneuver. Just go back there, hit the load, and then you're good to go. We're gonna drop glitch down here. And do a slow-mo jump boost right up here, preferably without failing menu glitch. Alright, and then when we're here, move all the way to the left, get up, and careful of the enemy, because your weapons might already be out, so if you try to take them out, you'll throw your weapon. So just be aware of that. And then do 5 awkwards, which is the parry animation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then turn around. I guess you don't need to do this. I just like this camera angle better. And then we're going to do another Wallrun boost to get past this Dark Prince trigger. And this one there's kind of RNG to it. It doesn't always work, and it'd probably be really frustrating. But you want to, like, when you do wall run, you want to pause it right at the edge, when his foot is at the edge of this window thing. So, like there, that was actually a bit too late. Yeah, it didn't work at all. If it's too late, he won't even teleport like that. That might work. No, it didn't. When you get the teleport, you'll grab a ledge that's behind us, or you won't. That means you fail it. I don't know why he's not teleporting there. Alright, so that was the teleport, but I didn't get it. I teleported back, but he didn't grab the ledge. And that's kind of the RNG part of this. It seems like when you get the teleport, sometimes you'll grab it, sometimes you won't. There we go. That's what it looks like if you get it correctly. It's just like, I don't think it's technically RNG, but there's enough factors in it that you can't really manipulate it correctly. So you just kind of keep trying, and eventually he'll grab the ledge. And we can come down here and do a slow-mo boost right here where that vase was. Up here. This button. This door can be kind of tight to make, so you can use slow-mo there if you want to. So the area we want to go to is over there, that door. So, and like, if you could get past that door, you could go right there. But obviously, using quicksand is super slow, so instead, you want to just wall run into this corner a couple times, and you should get a good angle like that. And then do a slow-mo boost right at the top, just like that. And the timing for this is really lenient. It's just a regular timing. And you should boost right over here. And just go through this part. Slow-mo if you want to. And hopefully you still have AI glitch here. And these archers won't bother you. If you don't have it anymore, you're gonna probably need to kill them. But at any rate, at least hit them once to get rid of the stealth mode. That's just not fun. Then we're gonna get in this corner, destroy this furniture, and do another wall run into a corner, which can be kind of annoying because he likes to do that. And it's also hard to get the angle sometimes. There we go. You kind of want to be like, come at it from this wall. Helps a little bit. But anyway, so you're going to do a slow-mo boost with that, which is going to boost you right over that railing there. If you grab onto the railing, you'll start the cutscene and you'll fail it. This cutscene isn't too long, so this is another one that's not a huge deal if you miss. So slow-mo, wall run up here, and boost it. And I think I actually wall run a bit too much, it might not work. No, it still worked. Sometimes if you do the biggest wall run and you hit the ceiling, it can fuck up the boost and you won't make it over. Alright, so at any rate, we get up here, and walking past this threshold here will spawn the boss, and we're going to do quicksand, so we don't want the boss there. So what we can do to stop that is just move over here, see the health bar show up, wall run and pause when the health bar goes away, and then you just do a quick wall run teleport back here, and you see the health bar is still gone. So now the boss is despawned, or she will be. She's kind of over there, dead, lying on the ground. Alright, and then we do quicksand again here, and unfortunately we have to do jumping quicksand. So I'll get rid of the menu just so you can see maybe the timing that I'm doing to dupe sands better. So there's not much more to say about this glitch. It takes a while to do and takes a while to get used to the duping sands. But yeah, so one, wait for a regen, then we do either 10 or 11. I usually get 11. That was 11. I might be able to fit more in, but you risk bottoming out the rewind timer, which might make you do another jump. Like you don't fully rewind the jump, and then it'll mess up quicksand and you'll lose and have to restart. So I don't recommend trying to get any more than 11 on the first rewind meter. And then you should be able to get 10 easy on the rest. And again, normally it would be duping still, but I waited. So. And that's 21. And then roll under the door. And you can do a drop glitch here. And drop glitches are really easy when you have quicksand. So just try and time this one really poorly. Like just do it when you get close-ish to the edge, and you should get it like that. That gets rid of quicksand for you nice and quickly, and it also gets you down to where you need to go. So it's really nice to just drop glitch there. Alright, and then we're not Dark Prince, so we need to boost across this area using this wall. Just your standard timing on your boost. If you time it perfectly, you can skip grabbing onto this beam, but it's not even worth figuring out how to do. You either grab it or don't. Celebrate if you get beam skip. Alright, we can boost here. Standard timing. Just a little bit after he jumps off. You can short it if you like do the boost right away, then you won't get enough distance. Alright, and this spot can be annoying because the timing for the boost is pretty tight, but the most consistent way I find is to get right up to the top of the pillar and then go like one tap down and then do your slow-mo boost, and you need to boost as soon as you jump off the column. You start your slow-mo, jump off, and as soon as you're off, you want to pause and do your boost. And if you time it correctly, he'll grab onto that. If you're even like one frame late, I'm guessing it's like a frame late, then you won't get up there and you'll just end up down there still. So, but doing that tap down from the highest point really helps, so make sure you do that. And we can safety fall down here. You still have AI glitch. This should be a breeze to get by without slow-mo. Oh, except I failed. Nice. If I don't have AI glitch at that point, I would slow-mo as soon as I hit the button. Normally you can destroy that with rolling, but sometimes it doesn't like you. And then we want to jump right up to this railing up here. I don't really have a visual guide for this, but it's like it's right in line with this. I guess you could like go here and then walk over. I'm pretty sure that would work. You might need to move a little closer. But what I usually do is just line up on this wall and then just move back a bit like that until his foot is kind of in line with that wall. And then just do your slow-mo boost straight up. And oh, I was too close. That's why I probably should have a lineup, but I don't really. I just kind of eyeball it. It's really not that hard. Alright, so there's another cutscene here which I might hit because I'm trying to explain while doing this at the same time. But we can't skip it with a wall run because there's none around us to do it, so we need to do a roll, and if you do it straight forward, it won't work because the cutscene trigger is too big. But if you angle it this way, it will work because the cutscene trigger doesn't extend all the way to this wall here. It kind of stops here. So we can do a roll teleport diagonally like this. Let me just get rid of this so I can line it up properly. You kind of want to get close-ish to that, which is at the end of like this texture, and then do a turnaround, and he should sort of move a bit closer. He didn't do it a lot there, so this might fail. But let me try it again, actually. If you're close enough, when you turn around, he'll kind of get pushed back. That's kind of my cue to know that I set up properly. You see there, he kind of pushed back a little. So this should work. Unless I'm too close to the left wall, we'll see. Do the roll teleport like I was mentioning earlier, and you should skip right past it. And you are really close to it, so make sure you just turn around immediately like that, so you don't accidentally walk into it. And there is a load trigger. Usually it's still hit when you do that, but if you want to be sure, just wall run up here, or go to that wall and it'll be hit. And then drop glitch or safety fall down here. Grab this switch, and I usually slow-mo here because these guys get in the way. And you can't do stealth kills on those guys, that's why they still attack. I don't think I mentioned that, but the AI glitch only affects enemies that you can speed kill. Nice and clean movement across here. This is movement that's done in like any percent category, even with zips. There's no faster way to get across that. And for here, you could either do another jump boost, but I think it's about the same, if not faster, just to do this little NMG trick. So line up on this back part of the pillar thing, do a full wall run and start jumping back and forth. And you should grab it on that jump if you wall ran high enough at the start. Sorry, I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit at this point, but all good. Alright, so break that furniture, and then we're going to do another slow-mo jump. Slow-mo jump boost right up to here, which is only marginally faster than doing it the casual way, but might as well. And then we could do it again here, and this timing might be a little annoying, but if you do the same timing as the other ones, it should be fine. It's kind of a little more tight if you're late. So you can even do it a little earlier if you want to, and you should be fine. Alright. And we can lose height there at the right timing to grab that pole and get over here. And then optimal movement here is to do a wall run and stop it, and then do a safety fall down to the other platform. So lose height and then safety fall down here. And then for this section, you want to move all the way to the left while you're hanging, and get up, and then jump. And you should land on this, I guess, technically out of bounds area. And then you can either try and wall run directly from here, like that. Usually it works, but another way to do it is just to tap and, oops, tap left, and, or usually he lands on the door. Apparently he's not this time, so whatever. I'll just do it that way. But if you're failing it initially when you try the wall run, like I did there, try and tap right, and you'll usually land on the door frame that's invisible, and then you can wall run from there, and it's easier. Alright, and then we drop glitch down here, walk around this invisible door. And you want to do a slow-mo jump here, and then after we do the slow-mo jump, we're actually going to rewind back. Or you could just continue casually, it's up to you really. I prefer to rewind back and do another one to finish off the area. Because when you do one here, it hits a load trigger that you need. And you also grab this ledge here. So you could just continue casually right now if you wanted to. But I prefer to rewind back. Then walk around this door. And then do another slow-mo boost up to here. I think it's about the same, so just choose whatever you prefer. And then if you do this method though, make sure you you see like the top area of the planks right here is black. That means the load trigger is not hit. You want to do a wall run up here, and now it's hit because it turned the appropriate color. So if it's already, sometimes you do hit it during your teleport for some reason. I'm not sure why, but if it's already hit, then just fall back down. You're good to go. For this guy, wait until your rewind meter starts increasing and then roll under him. Because if you don't, he'll do a jump and ruin your day. So you just hit him 3 times with your primary attack. Pretty self-explanatory. There's one little thing about this guy that you need to know. About halfway this path, I think I usually use this wall. You want to hit a wall, because if you don't, you'll slow down. Because Ubisoft is kind of dumb. So just hit a wall every once in a while, and you're fine. A drop glitch down here. This drop glitch can be annoying because there's a texture that you can get caught on. But if you do it like a little to the left of center, then it shouldn't catch you. You should fall right down just like that. Oh, and I do that little movement technique because if you don't, oh, stop. Yeah, just let me get right back up. If you don't do a backflip there, usually he does, or he didn't do it there. Usually he'll grab the ledge like that. That's why as soon as I land, I do a backflip and then I start moving this way. Alright, so get up here onto this pole, and we're gonna do a boost off of this pole, which can be kind of weird, but it's really easy and looks really cool when you get it. The timing is a bit late. When you jump off, you want like right about that timing. You don't want it to be like that, like as soon as he lets go, because it's not going to work. And this is done with slow-mo. I was just showing the timing there. So start slow-mo, jump, and time it right about there. And if you get the good timing, you should land right on this beam. If you get the bad timing, all that will happen is you'll land here, which is perfectly fine. You just go over here and continue up. I don't know why the camera was so weird there. Alright, so now we're gonna skip this Dark Prince trigger, which will skip cutscenes. That's pretty much the only reason. And we also want to keep the sword, but if you mess it up and you hit the trigger, which I actually might do because I'm bad at this, but if that happens, you can always get one later. Okay, quick insertion. Don't do what I was just about to do with the wall run. Do this instead. Set up with a ledge. Do a block roll and an awkward. And then you need to inch forward a little bit more. You can look at the back foot of the prince. That's what I used to line it up. And center camera forward, and then you want to do a roll teleport, which will get you across the Dark Prince trigger, but also hit the load trigger. And then you're good to go. Oh, I should have mentioned when you're using the walk toggle, don't try to turn around with the walk toggle, because he does that. He doesn't turn around like immediately. He kind of walks in a circle, which can cause you to hit loads or cutscenes that you don't want to hit. So when you want to turn around, let go of the walk toggle and tap, just like that. Alright, and then we can drop glitch down here, which is one of the few skips that Zipless any percent can do, but normal any percent can't do that because we need to keep the enemies from being alerted to us. Alright, and then we can do another boost here, and this is another one where if you do it too early, you'll just die. So the timing is much, much later. You can wait like a really long time. You can even do it like way out there and it'll be fine. Just don't do it immediately like we've been doing for the big boost. That one's a really small one. Okay, and then there's 3 jump panels here. And on the third one, you're supposed to use the Dark Prince's chain to get the rest of the way, but we don't have that. So what we're going to do instead is wall run from the back of this door, or even like the center is fine. That's just so you're not too high, so when you do this boost, you hit the chain pole thing. So make sure you wall run just from a bit further back, and then get your quit to main menu ready there, and start your wall run, and you'll lose height, and then you can jump. That's why you do it there. And then right halfway, just pause. You can just use the hole as a guide, really, and then buffer that, and you extend the jump panel over to here. It's really easy, but I find the biggest thing that can mess you up is wall running from too close, and then you'll hit that pole and it'll kill you. Trying to get down here. You can use a drop glitch, obviously, but if you fail it and there's enemies around, it's hard to try again. So another way to do it is safety fall, like I just did there. That one is a little tricky. The timing on it is pretty late, so you might have a little trouble with that, but it's not too bad. Alright, so we come down here, just line up with this pole, and then do a slow-mo jump boost. I'm gonna do 2 of these. Get up and then immediately drop glitch back down without throwing your weapon. Then run over here. Do it right in this corner. This little box here is where the water is. So, but you don't even need to. You can get enough height to get right up to the bridge or whatever it is. So you can do it from back here. And you should grab this ledge. Something to note, I guess, is if you go too high in this area, the game will crash. I know this from zipping. So just be careful. Like, make sure you're right up against the wall. It's pretty hard to miss that one because there's no setup. You just get on the wall and then you can immediately do the jump. You should be fine. Just something to be aware of. Okay, this is another thing I'm adding to the tutorial after. Sorry if this section seems kind of spliced up, but yeah, I figured I'd show this area done as the Dark Prince. Just in case you hit the load. You have to use the chain, obviously. Then we can do the same boost here. And then, since you're the Dark Prince, you don't need to bother menu glitching this. I recommend actually getting rid of the menu so that you can deal with the enemies that are upcoming. So what you would do is do your wall run, and then after you swing, slow down time. Sometimes he does that, and it's really dumb. I think losing a bit of height helps that from happening. Yeah, so swing and then slow down time, and then you can kind of like wall run here, jump, and you should get that that swing there. And if you miss it, then just kind of like you can either kill some enemies or just lure them away from it, and you can just wall run straight up here, right next to that like window. Wall run up and then jump, and then you should get the swing in. I might die here because I'm waiting, but this is pretty much just casual from this point. Just grab these switches. Then you can do a nice angled jump over here, or just wall run. And then you would get the sword and continue. Alright, and then you can do that to get on this pole a little quicker than vaulting over the railing. And then as soon as you grab the pole, just mash the drop button, the fall down, and you should fall without dying. So just like that, and you should land here without dying. If you forget to mash or you fail it or whatever, you can just get on and wait till he stops moving, and then hit wall run and then immediately drop like that, and you shouldn't die. And so if you lost the sword because of the cutscene, like you turned into the Dark Prince by accident or whatever, that's fine. Just all you need to do is just run over here and kill this guy with a charged attack, because you won't have a secondary. Assuming you still have AI glitch is nice, then these guys don't bother you, and then you would pick that one up and you're good to go. I might add in the Dark Prince way of doing that, because that cutscene skip for the Dark Prince is really hard and it barely saves any time. I've actually been wondering to time it, see, but anyway. These traps, if you have a lot of issue with them, you can like do a boost from back here and just fly right over them. But I don't think it's any faster, so this is the way I do it. I just kind of walk like this. Not too hard, you just gotta be patient. Like that, and you can start more side rolls. But stop your side rolls like right here, because you're gonna do quicksand and you don't want to be rewinding side rolls. Alright, so like I just said, we're gonna do quicksand again to skip this entire puzzle. So start jumping and rewinding, preferably with a timing that dupes sand. Oh, that's funny. I rewound back to when I went in first person. I don't think that messes up quicksand. No, we're good. Alright, so I did the exact same thing. I got 11, and then I'm going to do another 10 with this rewind meter. I fucked up the duping there, but if you start, like as soon as the rewind meter is full again, then you start and you can continue duping right away. Kind of playing it safe here, because if you find the game starting to rewind other actions, like camera movement or possibly the prince walking, I recommend waiting for the rewind meter to gain a bit more, because that can get rid of quicksand, and that would really, really suck. I lost count here, but do a couple more. You can actually continue this and fall beneath the map. It's kind of funny. Need a lot more though. Alright, so let me roll under the door after you do 21 of those. And I don't recommend doing any more rolls or anything. Don't do side rolls. That'll get rid of quicksand. You need to keep it right to this door and then just roll under it. And you should trigger this chariot. This is the next auto-scroller chariot that we have in the run here. There's literally nothing you can do to speed it up. There's that rewind trick you can do in the first one, but there's nothing in this one, so just check Twitter. You still have to be here, so you can't go get a drink, but you have one hand free. Since you have key bindings on the keyboard, you can do all this with one hand. And this next boss, the twins, we are going to fight. And again, this is another thing where there is a way to skip this boss, but it involves doing 3 rewind tricks, and it's not fun or RTA viable in the slightest. So we're just going to kill them. Alright, made it to the boss. This boss is fairly easy, although it can give you trouble sometimes if the guy with the sword can kind of attack you too much and make it take longer. But what you want to do is attack the guy with the sword, and the guy with the axe will come down with his big swing. Go over here, attack this guy, big swing, and then you want to do one normal hit and then a charged hit. So normal and then charged. And then, oh, and then another charge, sorry. A charged hit, a normal hit, and then a charged hit. We'll do the first phase, and then you do the same thing. And it shouldn't take this long for him to do this attack. This is just my computer. I don't know why it's doing this, but yeah. And the same thing. I need one more charged hit if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, so attack the sword guy. Wait until he does his big swing. Charged hit, normal hit, charged hit. Do the speed kill, and then rinse and repeat. And this whole cutscene is what would be skipped if we could do rewind tricks consistently, but there's no way, especially not 3. Alright, so we're going to turn to the Dark Prince here, and we can skip this fight pretty easily, so get the menu glitch ready, and you go to the top left spot next to the door, and we're going to do another Wallrun Flip, pretty much the exact same timing that you did Fortress Skip with. So if you have AI glitch, this is nice, because the girls will still attack you, but the other guys won't, so... Oh my god, that music. Have I mentioned the music in this game is glitchy? Alright, sorry about that. So get here. I don't think the enemies even come to you, at least not the girls. Yeah, anyway. So get here and then do a flip. Pause it. Pretty much the same timing as Fortress Skip, and it should get you up there. I was a little too late. This one's fairly new find. Oh, fantastic. I'm not sure why I'm missing this now. I'll probably cut this out. Okay, so... Alright, so we're here in this area. I killed all the enemies just so I can show you this skip without them being in my way. But in a normal run, you would just do this right away, because the whole point is to skip killing the enemies. So this door will be closed. So what you want to do is you want to do a wall run flip right here, and pause it at pretty much the same timing as the fortress skip. So like that should work. Just like that, and it'll get you up here onto this little out of bounds sort of area. This area is actually here, at least this is my take on it. This area is here because the enemies come from here. They drop down to kill you. So that's why we can get up here. And then what we can do is kind of aim right in this corner and just roll, and you should get right into this room. And then that little cutscene will play, but it's fine. And there is a load, and I'm pretty sure it gets hit. You don't need to, but if you want to be sure, you can just bounce off this wall to make sure you hit the checkpoint. And then wall run right in this corner. Skip going over there. And then get to the water before you die because you're explaining stuff. Yeah, that Wallrun Flip is a recent find. Runner slash glitch hunter by the name of Epic Dude Guy had the idea, and then I just tried it immediately after he suggested it in my stream, and it worked. First try, easy, so it's pretty nice. That's a thing, because that fight can also actually softlock you. Sometimes the enemies don't drop down, and then you're stuck. You would have to kill yourself and do the fight again. Okay, so here we're going to do quicksand again, but we don't need to dupe any, because we don't even have the sword, and we only need 2. So just do 1 and 2. And if you want to be safe, do 3. Sometimes if you don't time it correctly, he doesn't go as far down as normal. So if you want to be absolutely sure, do 3, and then you're definitely good to go. Which all this does is skip a cutscene that's right here. And then you can get that to refill all your sands and get this secondary. And then kind of follow the path I'm going here, like stay away from that entrance because that's where the cutscene is. You want to walk like around here. Your secondary, walk close to this railing, like that. Otherwise you might trigger the cutscene. This is the elevator. Has a really cool skip that NMG can do as well because it doesn't use any glitches. It's just slow-mo. So what you want to do is you want to pull this switch, and then as soon as you're done pushing it and this door starts rising, slow-mo, and then you need to follow the path I go fairly quickly. You don't need to be like super fast, but you definitely don't want to make a mistake and have to rewind. And you're going to need to slow-mo again. So yeah, so pull this. Slow-mo. You're going to do a diagonal jump over to there. If you short that and end up hanging off it, there's going to be enemies here, but that's fine because you have AI glitch. Slow-mo again up here. Then walk over here, jump, and you should catch this elevator. Then you can stop slow-mo. So that's the skip. No glitches. Super cool. And then what you want to do next is you could do a slow-mo boost jump up and hit the cutscene, but it's nice to keep these sands because of the enemies that are up there. So I recommend keeping the sand and just bounce between these walls. So find the one with the wooden beams there, not any of those sides, and then bounce between these 2 walls. The camera kind of goes wonky on you, but it's really easy timing and forgiving, so just keep bouncing until that cutscene triggers. Then you have a lovely cutscene about pomegranates and the prince and Farah bonding over their favorite color and favorite foods. But the prince hates pomegranates, so Farah doesn't like him anymore. I should have turned the audio on for this, but it's almost over now. So the enemies that spawn here can get in your way. So there's a certain strat, which is why we have 2 sands still. So what I like to do is I get menu glitch like right now, pretty much when the cutscene is ending here, and get my quit to main menu prepped there, and then I'm just gonna walk towards the elevator, and as soon as I can, as soon as the rewind timer or meter starts increasing, I use slow-mo because we want to get away from these enemies. So move over here, wait, slow-mo, and then I can move here and destroy that, line up on this wall fairly quickly, and do a slow-mo boost up. And if you do it correctly, you'll boost up here and get that sand that you broke from the vase, so you have 1, which is nice. Alright. That might take a bit of practice, because if you're too slow, the enemies will get in your way, then you have to kill them. which is not a fun time. And we go over here. And then usually you can just catch this cycle, you don't need to wait long. But if you don't want to wait for it, you can do another teleport, a dagger panel teleport down to that platform. So if you messed up something and the cycle is weird, it's up to you really. But it is kind of nice to have one sand just in case you mess up this jump here. Because normally you do this with the menu open, so it can be kind of hard. But there is 2 sand there that we can get. So, okay, so the route's going to diverge here because there's 2 strats you can do. One that will save 15 seconds, more like the optimal route, and the one before it, which is easier, but obviously doesn't save that 15 seconds. And it's all to do with the next part, the well, whether you're going to do it as the prince or as the dark prince. And if you're going to do it as the prince, you need a sand sword because you don't have enough sand without it. That's why the route changes here, because we would need to get a sand sword. So right now I'll just do the easy one, which is to not get the sword. So you just jump over here. That's the weird jump I was talking about that can kill you, which is nice to have a sand. And get either 2, you can just get 1 or get 3. Sorry, I mean, you can get just 1 here or 2 to have 1 or 3. But at any rate, you need at least 2. And then there's a little white, or let me do the menu trick again there's a little, this little white patch, you want his right foot to be right to the right side of it. So you kind of walk up slowly and line it up. Usually I have the menu glitch, so it's kind of hard to, like that. And then you're going to do a slow-mo boost here, which with the regular timing, not too early, just right the sweet spot, like most of them are. And it'll boost you right to the platform. I'm just going to say before I do this, if that boost is killing you, you're not having a fun time, just do one over here to get down to the platform, and then you can do a little jump boost to get up to the other platform that I can show in a second actually once I do this harder version. But this is the best way to do it, it's the fastest. So line up right there, and slow-mo. And it should boost you, and you'll grab the side of this ledge here. So if you just boosted down here to do the easy way, then all you would do is, usually it boosts you like way over here, and then you just come over here, you can do this little setup, get up, do an awkward, oh wait, sorry, is it 2 awkward? I think it's 1. We'll find out. I don't do this anymore. Yeah, it's 1. Okay. So do 1 awkward, and then just do, you don't need slow-mo, just a jump boost up there. And then you can either do another small jump boost right about here. There's no real setup for it because the lengths are on an angle. Or you can do this wall run in the corner. Nice NMG style. But not like that. The camera is fucked up. Camera. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. We get another sand because usually you have one. Yeah, so you just get in this corner. This can be kind of finicky, so you're probably better off just to do a jump boost, but you can wall run in this corner and make it up there. No, it's not gonna work. That's bad because I don't want to lose AI glitch. Yeah, so anyway, you can do that. I guess I'll give up on it, but yeah, he keeps the wall running too far. But that is an option if you want to get up to there, or just take the casual route here, which would be to go up here. And since this panel is still open, you want to get on top of this, because if you try and jump from it like that, it'll send you downwards. So you need to get on top of it, and then you can just turn around and jump. But doing a slow-mo or a regular jump boost up to here is faster, and doing that NMG trick is probably the fastest, but it's also the hardest, I guess. Alright, and then you would continue on. Okay, so this is the harder version. If you want to do the well as the prince, then you need to get a sand sword, which wastes time in this area, but it gains time later, and overall it saves 15 seconds. So it's really only worth it if you want like an optimal time. So same jump over here. Normally you have one sand here. Then you would grab one more there, or two if you want to. And then you can either do this really annoying drop glitch. There's a cutscene right past this point, like right past the part where you can drop glitch. You can get close enough here to drop glitch and get onto this ledge like that, and then you would wall run over there, because that section is what triggers the enemies. But if you're having trouble, I mean, that is the fastest way, and if you're doing this strat in the first place, then you might as well try that fastest method. But if for whatever reason you don't want to do that, but you still want to do the well as the prince, then you can just do a boost from here to get over on this platform. And then you would backtrack to that panel, because you need to go over here to load the enemies. And just follow movement. Try to jump really late there so you don't fall off that moving platform. Get up here, and then we can do the same glitch we did before on this pole to fall down without dying. So all you do is just jump and then just mash the fall button like before. So jump and mash fall, and you should fall without dying. And then you can kill this guy just like that. It'll activate that, but it's fine. You have AI glitch, hopefully, by this point. If you don't, it's going to be kind of annoying. And then what you want to do is you want to do a slow-mo boost up on this wall. You can't really do the jump here because the enemies are in the way. You might be able to try and set it up quickly with slow-mo, but this way is easier. So what I usually do is I kind of walk over here, I get menu glitch ready, and then I go away. I use slow-mo early so they don't follow me as far, and spin the camera, and then wall run up, and then do your boost like that. And then you should grab this, and then you do the standard thing I showed before where you need to jump on top of that. And then you're in it. Okay, so now we're here, and if you got the sand sword, then you're good to just drop glitch down and continue on. But if you did the easy version, because you don't want to do the well as the prince, then you need to death abuse because you skipped the load triggers for the area. So you would just come here and just die, and it would load the area that would be black if you did the other strat. So here, I have the sand sword because I'm going to show both ways, obviously. And I lost it. That's weird. Usually you don't lose it there. Okay, I guess I'll load a save later with it, but I can continue. Actually, I kind of need it now. Let's load a save. So this is the point where you lose AI glitch. Even if you did the other method, you're going to lose it in a bit anyway, so AI glitch is pointless from now on. It's up to that gate where it's useful if you need that sword. And now it's not needed anymore. Alright, so let's continue. We drop glitch down, avoid these traps. I usually get hit. Okay, so my game actually crashed up there because I had cheat engine open, but that's fine because I should have showed this anyway. So normally you'll have 0 sand here. There's even if you don't have the sword, if you're doing the easy way, then grab 2 sand here because it's a nice little boost you can do when you do this puzzle that I recommend because it's it's better than doing the normal way, and it's about the same, if not a little bit faster. So, but if you don't want to risk dying or whatever, then feel free to just do the puzzle without the boost that I'll do in the middle. So we pull this middle switch, we pull this far right switch, jump across to this one. Nice exercise in permutations. And then this is where I do the boost, if you so choose to. You just slow-mo and just boost off this. Really easy boost. You can do almost like any timing and you'll make it across. And then push this switch forward. And then you can do these jumps right from the corner to land like that. But they're risky because, especially if you have the sword, I would do them just because they're swag. But if you don't have the sword, then just jump the traps, like jump down here and jump over there, because they're barely faster, and the rewind timer takes a little bit to increase, so if you do them quickly, then you might not be able to rewind back, even if you do have sand. But that's just a setup for this one if you want to do it, bounce off the wall. But again, if not, then you just go around normally. That completes the puzzle, and the puzzle skip is what would skip pulling all these levers and this cutscene. Alright, so if you have a secondary, that means you're doing the Prince well, then you can do a drop glitch down there. Maybe if you time it correctly. It's kind of hard. This platform is weird. Yeah, I still didn't get it. Anyway, but the easier way is just come down here, and you can just do a safety fall like that. Alright, so if you're doing the well as the Dark Prince, then go right into this cutscene and watch it. This is the reason why doing the well as the Prince is faster, because this cutscene is really, really long. Alright, so we're doing the well as the Dark Prince, which means we're going to do this really cool trick. It's the same as a normal drop glitch, but it's done as the Dark Prince, which normally is like impossible. But with quicksand, you can get a setup where it's pretty easy. So you do this bit casually, and then normally you'll have like 1 or 2 sand or something, because you wouldn't have the sword back there. Depending on if you do the boost, you might have 0. But at any rate, get 4. If you want to be like safe about this, you only need like 2 sand to give you quicksand or something, but I usually use 3 or 4. And then hang off this part of the ledge, get up, do an attack, and wait till it fully plays out, and then spin around, and then do 2 to 4 jump quicksands like this. I usually do 3. And then you want to take his weapon out, wait a little bit, because if you try and go right away, it won't work. So take out the weapon, wait a bit, and then you want to walk forward and then time the same button, the throw your weapon button, to do his storm attack, and keep mashing it when you do it. So you take it out, walk forward, and mash, and I messed it up so we didn't fall. But if you get it, you'll be falling, and you need to keep mashing this so he keeps drop glitching. So let me do that again. So line up, right, not that side, get up, flash your sword, turn around, wait till he puts it away, don't like start jumping right away. Then I'll do 4 just to make this really easy. The more you do, the easier it is. 4, take weapons out, and boom, just like that. Timing is really weird, but you can get used to it, and it's a really cool trick. And then I usually just like, when he's doing his thing, you're kind of stuck, so I usually just do a primary attack to get out of it. And then walk over here, just to make sure you get the checkpoint. And then come over here and die, because you skipped load triggers. And then we can continue forward. And you don't need sand yet, so just ignore it. Just do a jump straight down to here, that's really easy. Oh wow, it died. Usually if you get hit there, you still grab the ledge, but I guess I timed it poorly, so. Go past these saws, and this is where you could grab sand. If you're fast, you don't need it. There is more up there, but there's some boosts we want to do, or that at least I recommend. You can do a little funky safety fall to get down here quicker. If not, just climb off normally. So the 2 boosts I'm going to do after this trap thing are optional. You could just not do them and just do this the NMG way, but I recommend this route, and I also recommend doing a roll teleport to stop the traps from loading. So like if you go up here, these traps start, and you can do all the boosts that I'm going to do with the traps there, but it makes it way more annoying. So I recommend just come to the bottom of these stairs. It's not precise. Spin around and do a nice little quick roll teleport to get right past and avoid loading those traps. And then get full sand and do 1 boost here with your regular timing, not a late timing or anything. And then you do another one here, and this is the spot where the traps are really annoying, because if the traps are here, there's a saw blade there, and you kind of need to like roll. You need to wall run from back here to get it to work. But if you deload them, it makes it really easy. So you're gonna slow-mo and then wall run and jump like where the blue light is, and then boost that. So jump and boost. And this one is super lenient. You can do like pretty much any timing, and you'll get over there. And then we get that switch, and then go to the cutscene. Alright, so this segment is for if you decided to do the well as the prince, which is 15 seconds faster. So you would do the puzzle like normal, unless you're gonna try and do puzzle skip, which is in the description, but I don't recommend it. And then come over here, get really close to this. You don't need to be like super close. It's kind of like a box starting like here, like this line forward, but just don't cross right here, because then you'll hit the cutscene. So, and then turn around and do a Wallrun teleport. Nice and easy. Gets you past that checkpoint, or past the cutscene, but hitting the load trigger, so the area beneath you is loaded. So what we're going to do here, there's a teleport trigger above us, and doing a normal jump doesn't hit it, so we do need to do a slow jump, or a slow-mo boost jump. And then the screen will fade to black. And then as soon as it does, hit quit to main menu again to pause the game to wait for it to teleport you. So slow-mo, do your jump, and then fade to black, hit quit main menu again until the blackness goes away, and then you can get out and you'll be down here. And then we continue along, doing a Wallrun extend here. And then we drop glitch down here. Drop glitch again. And then we make it down here. Now there's a couple of different things you can do here. The original way was to do a boost over to that platform there, but that's slower, because then you have to walk all the way around. And it's also the hardest, I find, so even harder than this rewind trick I'm about to show you. So the fastest way to do it is to do a rewind trick, which is doing a drop glitch here, and then you see you don't quite get far enough, but you can extend it by doing a rewind trick. So, and you usually need 3. I don't think I've ever gotten it to rewind, so you need to rewind twice to the same frame, rather than just once with 2 rewinds. So you need to down, and then rewind trick, like that. Yeah, rewind. The first time I got the rewind trick, you can usually tell because the camera will like jerk. And then I had to do it one more time to rewind trick it enough so I don't die. And then you would just walk over here to get a checkpoint, and then death abuse. Okay, so if you don't want to do the rewind trick, the other option, which is definitely the easiest, but it's not as fast as the rewind trick, so I decided to still include that even though it's pretty difficult and inconsistent. And also, if you die here at all, you're going to lose your sword and essentially be softlocked, so that won't be fun. So this method is, we're going to boost over, let me get the menu back actually. We're going to boost to like here. And to do that, we need to boost off of not this wall, but the next one that I just barely get on at the end. So you can't do it like this, because you can't wall run enough to jump off that side of it. You just fall down. So we need to do an extend, like so. And then jump off it right there, and that's where you'll boost from. But we need to do that all with the menu open, and you need to remember to activate slow-mo. So it's a lot of stuff. It'll definitely take some practice. So you do your extend, and then once you get the extend, then you can activate slow-mo right away, and then just get ready to jump off at that location, which is like right at the black part of the wall. Like right there is where you can jump off. And then you just need to time it the usual timing, and it should get you over there, no problem. You can even lose a bit of height on the wall run, and it'll be fine. The hardest part is just doing the extend and making sure you slow down time. Yeah. There we go. So for the boost itself, any timing, like you want like the immediate timing, which is what I got, or you can take the slightly later timing, will work as well, either or. So from here you would do a drop glitch. I don't have my secondary, so I can't really show you, but you can drop glitch right off this roof. You would just kind of do it right here, and then fall all the way down to here. But if you want to take it safe, you don't want to bother drop glitching off of this funky out of bounds area that I keep falling off of. You can just use your walk toggle and slowly walk over this direction, and then he'll grab this and you can fall down, and then drop glitch from this height. But yeah, I don't have a secondary, so I can't show you, but you just drop glitch here and do the same thing. Take the checkpoint, death abuse. So this cutscene's awkward. I have the audio turned off. Long too. There was talk of skipping this cutscene, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be a thing because you can skip it, but then you need to do quicksand to get past the door because you won't have the dad sword, which means you're forced to do the Wells the Prince, which is faster anyway, so you would have it there. But I think you need to do like 2, maybe 3 quicksands, which I don't think will end up being faster because each quicksand takes a minute. Alright, so cutscene's over in a second. Let me get rid of this actually, so you can see. You want to walk forward right away because you don't want the enemies to get any closer to you. So as soon as it's over, roll forward, then double tap your secondary, hold it to do a charged attack. Okay, so we're here after cutscene of our dad dying. The routes converge here, whether you did the well as the prince or the dark prince, doesn't matter. Ignore these enemies. We have 0 sand. We want to get full, so we want to jump over here, get this to refill our sand, and you can just kill these guys with a attack from your dad's sword, like so. And then we're gonna do this little NMG trick because we want to keep all 4 sand for boosts later. So you want to wall run right to the left side of this like pole texture on the wall and do a full wall run and bounce back and forth. And if that happens, you were too close, too far to the right. Like that. That should happen. I'll do that again. If you're too far away, then he'll just kind of bounce away from it like that. And if you're too close, you'll just be stuck under it. Like, oh, that actually almost worked. But yeah, so you just kind of gotta just get the right position, right about there, and then just make sure you do a full wall run, and that should happen. Oh, not that. It can be finicky, but this is the best way of doing this area, in my opinion. Like that. Then we're going to do side rolls across this whole area. And then do a boost on this ledge. Standard slow-mo, standard timing. Nothing to worry about doing early. You don't need to do it really early, just standard timing like always. And then there's a boost off the pole here you could do, but it's better to wait because you only have 4 sand. If we eventually skip the dad cutscene, we might be able to add that in, but for now, we just do it this way. Then you want to just come up here, or on the other side, doesn't matter, and do a slow-mo jump boost right up here. That should get you right to the top. Then you can break this with a charged attack. Not sure why he did that. And then make sure you kill these guys with that combo. Normally you can get them all in one, but I was kind of slow because I did that safety fall by accident. But kill them with that combo, the primary and then secondary, because if you just kill them with that attack, they don't give you sand. You want to do that combo to refill your sand. And then we're getting close to the end of the run now. So a couple more boosts to do. We want to get up to that platform. So the way to do that is to line up here, and we're going to do, I usually start slow-mo like right now and then start the jumping. You're going to jump and then jump off that wall, and then it's the second jump that you're going to boost. So the first one's just to kind of get you in position. So you're going to slow-mo, wall run, jump, jump, and then that's the one you're boosting. And this timing is, again, really lenient. I was actually like way too late there. Usually you go right over to where the vases are, but it still worked. And optionally, there's another boost you can do. Sometimes I'll do this, sometimes I don't. I think it's the same speed, but just for the sake of completion, showing all the boosts you can do. This one's pretty cool too. You can get right down here and just do boost. The timing on this one is a little tight. If you're a bit late, it probably won't work. But if you do it right, he'll grab the end platform like that. This next trick can be kind of tricky. I'm gonna get rid of the menu so you can see better. These traps are dumb. Just gotta get used to them. You can usually get through the first 3 quickly, and then you need to wait on the last one to roll at the appropriate time. But it shouldn't give you too much trouble. Just gotta kind of get used to it. And then you can refill sand here. There are more boosts we're gonna do, so you should refill. I mean, you can refill on like enemies and stuff, but I usually just take the furniture anyway. This is just a little swag movement I like to do. It's not faster, but if you want to do it, go for it. Alright, so we're going to do another little NMG trick here. We're going to start slow-mo, and then kill this enemy. Then wall run. You need to kind of face more towards the right so he gets in the right spot. And you can just do a full wall run and bounce off the wall and you'll get up here. If you find he's bouncing diagonally, it's because you're not further to the right on the wall. If you do it right in the corner, you'll bounce off at a diagonal. So you need to move over a little bit and do your moonwalk to hit a load trigger that's over there. Then we come back here, jump directly to that. Safety fall way too early and kill yourself. The safety fall is barely faster. I mainly do it because it makes the ground, it usually makes the ground turn black for a second, and it's kind of funny. And then don't fail. You can start side rolls immediately there. That was bad movement. You could boost up here, but don't think it's faster. And you also would need to get the sand back for other boosts later, so it's not really worth it. Alright, so we get over here. There's a dude here. If you need a sand, do the combo. If you don't need a sand, you can just hit him with the dad sword to kill him instantly. And then we're gonna face to the right like this, and you can use, let me get the menu glitch again. Like this section on the wall, the like black texture, line up right with that, and do a slow-mo jump boost. And you should grab this pole. Then you can continue up here. Then we get over here. And this trap cycle is kind of annoying. You can use slow-mo if you feel like you need it, but I usually don't, just to save the sand. So I'll show you the way I do it without slow-mo. Cycle can be kind of annoying, but it's pretty easy to see when to go. And for this one, you just need to wall run. This one's much faster, so you kind of need to move like before it starts turning. And these ones are so fast that I usually use side rolls. Or another option is to use slow-mo, but I usually use side rolls like this just because they're so fast. And then you can fill your sand. Oops, I forgot to waste one. The sand, I probably should have mentioned this like way earlier, but oh well. The way sand works is that if you only have 1 or 0, it'll always give you sand from a furniture item, and if you have more, there's just a chance. So if you want to refill your sand, make sure you have 0 or 1, and then you can destroy everything. And they should all give you sand. That one didn't because I fucked it up. I broke it before I got rid of it. I'll do it again up here. So say like I want to refill my sand to 4, and there's 3 items there, so I should be able to, but I need to waste 2 and then destroy them all, and they all give you 1. Or you could just use these enemies, but I usually like to just kill them like that. And, oh, these guys actually give you... I didn't actually know that. They seem to be giving me sand even if I kill them with just my dad's sword, so maybe that's a better option. I would say the end game for this category is not very optimized because without the Sandgate sword, there's a lot of limitations what you can do because you just don't have enough sand. But at any rate, so we're gonna face straight here, sideways to the wall, and line your foot up right, like the corner of like that block where the wood is, and do your slow-mo boost. And if you line it up right, you should grab this ledge here. And the birds don't react to you, which is kind of funny. And then this one, this trap cycle is one that you might want to use slow-mo, but again, you don't need it. I don't use it. And you can't boost across, it's too far, unfortunately, so you do need to just do this. So what you can do, like, to time this, you just need to go, like, halfway between the cycle when it's open. So, like, I go now. See how I went, like, when it was still out? That's how you time it. Or you can use slow-mo if you want to play it safe. These are all pretty easy cycles, should have no problem with them. And you always have slow-mo at your disposal, and there's tons of vases around to refill your sand. Because the game knows that you can't have the sword anymore, so it's giving you a lot of furniture items. Alright, so the way I usually do this is I just wait until the second one is down, and then you have enough time to roll under and go right to the dagger panel. You can wait in between, like if you want to do like this, you can kind of stand in between them like this to time it, but I like to just do it this way. Except I failed it. Nice. Might as well get a sand refill. We do need 2 for a boost coming up, so probably a good idea. So just like that. And again, slow-mo is always a safety thing you can use. So if you don't have any sand, you could either get some from the enemies back there. There's also an enemy here you can get some off of, and furniture items. So if you don't have 2, just get sand somewhere. There's tons of spots. And what you want to do is climb up here, do 1 awkward, and then do your slow-mo jump boost. Like that. That gets you right up to the top. Now we're almost done. We're at the last section of the run where you have the rewind ability. And there is a boost you can do here. It might be easier, but I don't think it's faster. I won't bother to show it. I would just use slow-mo to get up onto this without dying. Then you can end it once you get past that last one. And then you can just, there's a little NMG trick, just line up slightly right of this, do a max wall run, and bounce in between until you grab, you'll either grab the pole or possibly right onto this railing. And now for the ending sequence with the Vizier, you want 4 sand. So if you don't have 4, which if you're doing some slow-mo stuff, you won't, come up and get this artwork to get full sand. And then head over here. Well, this is just casual. And then as soon as we get in this elevator, we're going to do a slow-mo jump boost to skip riding the elevator, and then we're going to do one more to skip fighting the Vizier. If you want to play it safe and you're scared you're going to like mess up a jump boost, don't do the first one I'm about to do here. Just save all 4 sand, because then you can try it again if you mess it up or whatever. Yeah, so come in here, slow-mo, and then jump boost right away. Like that, triggers the cutscene. And then once you spawn back in, the Vizier attacks you like right away. So I usually jump over him, and then I start moving towards the spot, which is down and to the right. And there's 2 grass patches that kind of show you where it is. But sometimes you can get confused because the camera likes to flip around, but shouldn't have too much problem. It is behind you, so just be aware of the camera if it turns around or whatever. So he comes, I usually jump to avoid his attack, and then I move down slightly to the right, and that's 1 grass patch, and go to the second one here, not the first one. And then you need to do a slow-mo jump boost again, and sometimes he can be annoying, but when you start slow-mo, it's really easy because he's slowed down, so you can just take your time and get right on that grass patch and do a jump up. And now we're at the end of the game. This is the mental room, which I guess I'll just go through. There's not much to talk about here. It's just all casual movement, same in every category. Something to note though, don't pause. If you pause right now, you'll softlock because we left the menu open when we hit that teleport trigger. And now the menu's gone, so if we pause, it'll just get stuck in the sand background thing. That's the same for like all throughout the game. If you ever die with the menu open, usually you soft lock. Something that kind of sucks about this category, but usually in runs, like if you die, you're gonna reset anyway because AI glitch, unless you're like just wanting to finish a run. But when I do runs now, like if I die, I'm usually resetting. Yeah, there's the only like tricks I'm doing is just I'm just cutting corners every time I can. And there's a little skip here. You can jump on here, take 3 steps, and then as soon as it's turned 90 degrees, just jump forward and you'll grab this. You don't need to wait for it to turn all the way around. I actually messed up. You should hold forward there because he'll land and do a block roll instead of landing in place. And then the Dark Prince won't be in your way here. Yeah, this is the end of the run. Just do side rolls to the win. And timing ends when the screen fully fades to white. And GG. So I hope that tutorial helped and you become a zipless master. And then maybe do some zipping if you want to, because that speedrun is just as crazy and it's much faster. So depending on if you want cool menu glitches or if you want pure speed and broken games, then choose your poison. Yeah, thanks for watching, and peace out.